Hello, everybody. If it's Wednesday, it's Warhammer, and that must mean it's time for another episode of Warhammer Weekly. Joining me, he's back. It's Tom. What's going on, buddy? How you been?
Hello, friends. It feels like it's been a while.
It has been a hot minute, yes. And I apologize, everybody, for the slight lateness. Honestly, this is about as good as it was going to get. As I just got in from another country like 30 minutes ago.
Not my fault.
No, it's not Tom's fault today. I was outside the U.S. for today, and then flew back this evening and landed and rushed home and got everything going. So there you go. And here we are. So at any rate, tonight we're going to talk Cities of Sigmar, and pretty much we're going to get straight into it. I mean, that's really what we're going to do. Yeah. There's so much here to look at. Especially because we're going to talk a little bit about the silly whatever thing. We'll just talk about it briefly. The BattleTome supplement or whatever, with all of the different other peoples that they've decided to just cut wholesale from the cosmopolitan nature of our world.
It's hilarious to me how, on one hand, how full this BattleTome feels.
Yeah.
And yet they've, cut for like 30 Warscrolls?
So many. Or something. So very many.
It's wild. It's wild.
Like, it's crazy.
But are we right?
No. Like, we're not going to do all the normal segments with news. We'll just speed run all that crap. Because I want to get straight into the review. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rumor Engine's back. That's exciting.
Exactly, yes. So here's the speed run. Rumor Engine's back. The new Slaanesh model and the announced Slaanesh Battletome. That good. I hope this one doesn't suck. It probably will. The Slaanesh new model looks stupid as all get out. It's completely dumb looking with its giant, oversized, stupid head, and
that's
a head on top of a head. Yeah, really? Did you like the Hellsmiths of Hashut? Because that's what it looks like. It's a fatter version of that.
I mean, I hear that. I don't know. That's not how I read, but what I'll say is this. I do appreciate, I like the posture. I like the little, I know you hate smoke. I know you hate modeled smoke. I love the swoopy modeled smoke. I love the sensor with the smoke coming off of it. Love it.
It's fine.
You're allowed to hate it. It's fine.
Yes, I don't like it. If you like it, congratulations. I'm glad for your...
Did you see, though, that the Thricefold Discord, which was the Underworld's warband, has been moved into a normal unit?
Yeah. It's cool.
That's wild.
It's fine. I mean, they've done that a couple of times where they bring Underworld's people in. And, it's fine. They're cool models. The three models from the Thricefold Discord are all good models. They're all great individual characters. So I have no problem with that. I've never had an excuse or reason to paint them up because they've never had any real use. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do that at some point if their rules aren't poopy, because at least they're demon-y type things. I've always, as I've said many times, my thing with Slaanesh, and what this will turn on for me is I really like the demon side better than the mortal side. I'm just I have a bunch of the mortals, but I'm not running Blitzbarb archers and crap like that. I'm just not interested in it. I'd like to actually run demons. I got into the army for the Slaanesh demons. I would just like that to be a viable playstyle. I don't know why it's disallowed.
I like the mortals, and I don't really like the demons, so here we are.
Yeah. And and that's fine. Both should be viable, right? So There you go. It'd be really neat if just you could actually play an army in a couple different ways. Speaking of which, that's going to be something we very much discuss tonight. When we're talking about cities, and you mentioned the weird history, here's my rapid pick of the week. Paul, frequent co-host Paul Conti, who is Radio Free Hammerhall, he did a video called Mr. Sigmar's Wild Ride, wherein he explored basically what happened over the course of each edition, each BattleTome, what got added, what got cut, all this stuff, and just how it's clear from the very beginning they have had no idea what this army was meant to be, and have just sort of hammered this thing into shape very roughly over time. It was a great video. I liked it a lot.
You're saying Cities of Sigmar, or
Cities? Yeah.
Right.
So at any rate, go and check that out. I'll link it down in the description afterward. So there you go. There's the speed run of all of the different segments. And Hobby Time, I painted some stuff. We'll talk about it next week. All right. Great. Anything else, Tom? Is there anything else we want to do before we jump right into this tome? I mean, like,
Nope. There's so many things in this book.
yeah. And like, I think I might hate this book.
Okay. Hot take.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm pretty sure I hate it. I'm not totally
Okay.
sure yet,
Okay.
but I think I do. We'll see. I got my feelings on this are very unresolved. Okay.
I want to hear more about that.
Yeah. I mean, I read through the whole book multiple times. And then I talked to other people about it and was like, what do you like about it? Because they had seemed excited. And I was like, what do you like about this? And they explained what they liked. And I was like, yeah, that all seems bad. But okay. So great. Anyways, we're going to jump into the review now. We're going to talk about Cities of Sigmar. As always, hey, thank you all for being here. Hopefully we gave some time there, some banter for everybody to come and join in. More people will join in. I didn't, as I was busy and doing stuff all day, I didn't have time to post earlier. So, but you know, like, we're going to get into it and how I feel about this thing. And Tom, I'm interested in how you feel about this thing.
Yeah. We'll have some conversation about it.
I guess before we start, do you have a hot take on it? Like mine is, I think it's fine, but I think I hate it. Do you have a take on it yet?
Yeah, I'm not sure what units are left.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of new things.
There are new things. That is certainly true. It's just interesting that, like, I think I have, like, all of the variations of my prior Cities of Sigmar armies have been retired at this point.
Yeah, correct. I have built 2 entire Cities of Sigmar armies. And with this book, it is official that basically everything I have is retired. Like, I could still proxy some things, obviously, but like, this was the final, literally everything I have out of both armies is now completely retired.
If you don't like humans, then go somewhere else.
Well, sure. Yes, that's very true. That is very true.
Like, that's the story here.
Yep.
Like, in some,
I hope you like, yo dog, I heard you like humans. All right. So let's talk about it. Here we go. All right. Well, let's officially start the review. Let's do that. All right. Timestamp this bad boy. Okay. Stamped. I love the gargoyle in that art. I wish we had more creatures like that. Yeah, the weird little guy. The weird little guy. He's in a thing. He's in one of the little group. He's in the little gang of weirdos. This whole thing is the gang of weirdos. All right. So, summary. This is a very different book than our last outing. We've got some very big changes in the way the army and the units work and what units are available and so on. It is important to say, just right out of the rip, that I have here the end of diversity, or is it ? Yes, it is. That all the like regular dwarves and dark elves, all of that stuff, as well as a good chunk of the sort of older world human stuff, like the things that were still hanging out, like Luminarchs and steam tanks and things, that all those are now cut. Now, they stick around for a year. They have the standard Legends retirement rule thing. So they will get to hang out for like a year until they're officially retired. This unit will move to Warhammer Legends on 1st of June, 2027. So basically the release of 5th edition will herald the true end to all of these things, if you have them. So this is also like all your battle mages on Griffin or your leaders on Griffins and just like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All gone. Right. It is now, this army is now completely the new Cities of Sigmar stuff.
Humans. Yeah.
Little like star apostrophe at the end of that for an Army of Renown we'll talk about.
Yeah. It's not a real army.
No, it's not. It's not. It's like, it's aping what that was, and I think they're missing whatever. We'll talk about it. They have missed the boat so hard on the Armies of Renown for this that like it's hard to like sort of actually categorize it as like they were shooting at a target and they didn't just like hit the tree next to the target. They hit like the arrow just like shot off into space.
Yeah. Yep.
So, okay. The next one would be my next point is die spam die. I do think that like this army does like using a wide range of unit types. I think that's very true. Like probably the better aspect of design here is that they wanted cities to feel like a mixed arms army.
Yeah.
And I think they managed to craft a set of rules that for the most part will achieve that. Now, I could be proven wrong, and I'll talk about how I could be proven wrong. Like, obviously, I haven't put this army on the table yet. But I think the way it's designed, it's certainly the case that it seems to be encouraging a wide range of unit types. Like, Tyler would like it. It'd feel very Highlandery, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. And in general, like, I like that kind of design generally. Like, when I build armies, I don't do spam armies. I do a mixed arm, like mixed unit Highlander style. And so I deeply appreciate them moving that direction with the actual book design itself.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I want to paint different types of units. I don't want all the same unit or all the same troop.
Agreed. So
which, as an aside, two things I want to highlight with this. One, this is, well, let's get to the bottom of your list, and then I want to have a couple comments.
Please. My next thing on my summary is just bubble bobble. This is like bubble bobble the army. Like bubbles, bubbles. I remember, now this isn't like the bad old days of corn 8-inch bubbles.
Sure.
Where because their number's 8, we've got to have a thematically terrible book, right? But this is a bubbly army. It really is. You are going to have to like very carefully, really to be more precise, it's a power triad army.
Sure. Like it's a three places of power style, like three it's the 3-part, because we used to talk about power pairs, right? And in general, you would have 3 units of pairings, and that's functionally what you do. You have 3 centers of power is essentially what's incentivized here.
Yes, correct. I will say, credit to this book, there's a few very, very unique abilities that I like, that I think are interesting, that when used properly, sometimes in Magical Candyland, but potentially they do open up the door for a lot of skill expression. So that's nice. Sure. And I like seeing that. We're getting a little more of that in these recent books. I was happy to see that continue. Yo dog, I heard you like cog forts. I hope you do, because you got like 6 different basically cog forts in this book. There's just rules everywhere for cog forts. So many cog forts. I've never seen them try harder to sell a new kit. So full marks there. They were like, we're making this big kit. We're gonna make so many ways to sell this thing. You don't even know. You want it normal style. You want it all cog forts. You want to throw one in your other army. Different rules all over the place.
It feels like they went Sons of Behemoth, where they're like, here's the deal. This army can also just be all cog forts.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. That they did do that. And more. That's what's funny to me. I agree completely. Yeah. My last note is this is the most magical, non-magical book. Like, I've never seen a worse throwing good money after bad than all of the things that care about magic in this basically non-magical book. These are a bunch of humans who are not very good at magic. And yeah. But they're gonna have there's abilities that seem to care about it for some reason. So that's fine. All right, that's the end of my summary points. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the things I would add is that this book obviously confirms that the leaks that we had from years ago of that index were true. Right? Like that, like if you'll remember, we had leaks of the index of this book like 9 months ago or more.
I don't remember, but okay, I believe you.
We did. They were blurry, but they were true. And anyone who thought, even for a moment, with the rest of the trajectories that we've seen with Old World, that any of these Old World models of dwarves and elves and all that were sticking around, you're out of your mind. Like with the last book, the writing was on the wall, and so like I feel for those that have very significant armies that are being retired here.
Sure.
But like this is the trajectory. This is the trajectory they've been on, and this is the ride that we're on now.
Yeah, you say that, and like that's completely fair. And I'm not trying to be like statistically obtuse. I'm
Sure.
just saying, if you would have asked me beforehand, I still would have, even up to like before seeing the book, I still would have given it like a 60-40. That
Really?
like that they cut all the things, meaning like 60%. Martin says it was a fake leak. There's no botanite, wayfinder, etc. Yes, I thought there was some weird things on it that weren't there, but that's fine. 5 steam tanks, rookie numbers, buddy. You got to pump them numbers up.
And they're all marching into the sunset.
Yes,
Preston.
yes. Like if this book had come out and all that stuff was still there, I wouldn't have been surprised. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have been. Because their strategies are so opaque. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like, sure, looking in hindsight, you're like, yes, well, it's obvious that they cut those other things. Sure. I mean, that was a strong possibility. I'm not surprised they cut them. Okay. I'm saying there were 2 very clear possibilities, and neither one of them would have surprised me in either way. It's not like I was on a 95-5 for like, oh, it's that's, you know, I'd be shocked. I only assigned like a 5% chance that they stick around. You know what I mean? Like that's just not. Yeah. I was in no way in that world. Okay.
Really? Like, I don't know. For me, like I resolved that they were going.
Yes, because they just do things, and it's hard to ascribe exactly why they do those things, they being GW. Okay. Like, I understand what you're saying about the trajectory of the old world, but at the same time, there's plenty of choices they've made in the armies thus far that we were like, well, there's no way this is still going to be like this. And then it was like that. And I'm like, well, okay. So, you know, that's what it comes down to. All right. All the Dwarves and Empire kits are sold under the old world boxes. There was 0 change. Those were, 0 chance those were staying. Yeah, sure. I mean, again, you say that, but like it could be just as easy that internally they had a corporate strategy change where they were like, you know what, we gotta get bigger numbers. Old world is kind of struggling. AOS, whatever, is where it's at. Let's do some cross-functional synergy. And like somebody put together a prezzo, and that's what they're doing. And now all this stuff stays. That could have just as well happened.
I don't think so. Not if they're not going to market it appropriately, and like none of the box labels changed.
Again,
like when they went to that, right? Like I don't know, man. I just don't like. There are larger movements that have to happen if they're going to do like a cross-functional strategy.
They could have been rolling out new boxes. They could have said, like, along with this launch, all the new boxes that roll out will be labeled with both of those things on it. Like, they could have done stuff like that.
Sure, they could have pivoted directions.
Yes.
But there's been nothing to point to a pivot.
You're not going to see anything until they do. That's my point. They don't like we don't understand. There's no like long-term vision they've shared with us. That's my point. So in there, my point is you're filling in the blank. Right? And so that's it. Okay. At any rate, they're all gone, which I agree with you is the more likely outcome. I'm not disagreeing with that. Right. At any rate. Okay. Let's talk about this book. Let's talk about the rules. All right. So we begin with the one rule to rule them all, as it were. Okay. And that is form up, a thing you use at the start of the battle round, which is not once per turn army. It's just a thing you can do repeatedly. Pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar unit to use this ability. Then pick 2 other visible friendly Cities of Sigmar units wholly within 12 of it to be the targets. The unit using this ability and the targets cannot be under orders and must each be of a different unit type. For the rest of the battle round, the unit using this ability and the targets are under orders. Unit type refers to the name of the war scroll. Core Rules 4.0, e.g. Free Guild Cavalier Marshal or Cannonade Cogfort. So, in other words, you got 3 units. You gotta make little triangles.
And those triangles can't have the same name.
Correct. So, like, you got a hero and a cannon and some steel helms or whatever. Great. And they're all wholly within 12 of each other. Right? Or, well, the one guy, you get it. Pick one to give the orders. The other 2 have to be wholly within 12 of that one. That is then, that's then one of your little things. Everybody's under orders. Then you can repeat. You find your next little triangle. Pick your steel helms who have within range of them. So you could have another second unit of steel helms, right?
Right, but they'd have to be in a different unit.
They have to be in a different triangle, in a different triangle of orders, right? So now you have another unit of steel helms, and you got some cavaliers, and you got 2 of the little gate giants, okay? Now they're all under orders, okay? And so on and so on. Generally, the average army has between 9 and 12 units, so you'd want to have your army divisible. If you want everything to try to stay under orders, you want your army divisible by 3.
Right. Okay. But notice it doesn't say then picked up to 2 other.
That's what I'm saying. You want your army divisible by 3.
Yeah. Yeah, but by killing 1 unit, you kill a triad's ability to be under orders unless you bring another unit within range.
That's right. So then you've got to be able to like shift. Okay, everybody's got to move around. Yes, as you lose units, units will fall out of being under orders unless you can like shuffle them over, because you have to pick 3 and exactly 3 units every time you do this.
Right.
There it is. Fuzzy Dan Minis, the Cities of Thruples. Okay. So that's the rule. That's what this is now. Thank you. Fuzzy Dan has nailed it. So this is your all cities operate in thruples. Correct. Exactly correct. And there's one that they pivot around, which seems pretty real as well. To the sort of real world of that. So 3 units of 3, yes. And you nailed it, Tom. As you lose units, you lose the ability to put them under orders. There are a couple abilities that can put people, we'll look at when we get there, that can like put people under orders outside of this ability. This isn't the only ability to do it, but they rely on having very specific units in your army. And exactly, it has to be divisible by 3 because you have to pick 3 every time. And if you repeat a bunch of units, like, so if you have like, you know, unit X name in each of your thruples, and then you start losing units when you bring them together, they're not going to be able to then go back under orders, right? Hence the encouragement, like I talked about, for like different unit types.
Yep.
Okay. So this is why I said bubbles. Now, ostensibly, it's not actually a 12-inch bubble.
But they're like thruple bubbles.
They're thruple bubbles, yes. Like the center, the axes, you could have somebody, like, they could be pretty far apart, and that like the edge of both of those could technically be 24 inches apart, right? Because you got like a central character who then gives a order over here, 12 inches, wholly within 12 that way, and wholly within 12 the opposite direction, and so on. But, you know, whatever. But you're still managing a lot of bubbles.
Yep.
Is this weird, Tom, that nobody has to be a hero?
No.
Okay. So your steel helms can just shout at the cavalry and shout at the gatebreaker or the gate guardians and just be like, guys, we're doing this now. And it's like, okay, those random losers are in charge. I accept that they're all giving me orders. You don't find a bit of a weird
there's a captain to this? There's a captain in the steel helm, and they're bloodied, right? Like they're you know, they got some experience. They're a veteran. That
Sure.
dude's seen some stuff.
Or that the Steel Helm could put Talia under orders.
Yep. No problem here.
Okay. That's fine.
I mean,
Yep.
Talia, they don't obey a normal military hierarchy.
Yeah, sure.
That's not what this is. It's more like an equivalent of like an egalitarian, like very, very level power structure in the Cities of Sigmar.
Sure. Well, like when you're picking the center one, you're saying like basically the idea of this is that center one is the one giving the orders, since they have to be within range of the other ones to shout at it. It was weird to me that it's not required to be of a hero or some specific type. I'll just say that. I find some ludonarrative dissonance there. It was done for the ease of play, because otherwise then you'd have to manage your heroes exactly and blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it, but it's weird because they would, in any other army rules they've made, they would have required this to be a hero.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Jag1519. Hey, Vince, got an off-topic PSA. Lost 20 plus hours of work. For those who use oil washes, make sure there are no organic fats in the mineral spirits. Clean strip is good. Do not suffer as I have. Well, that's crazy. I only use I only use one type of white spirit, which is the Mona Lisa. Or that's not the Mona Lisa. Sorry, the Gamsol is the one I use now. Although the Mona Lisa one's also good. But yeah, I just use Gamsol. I've never had any issues with it. But good to know. That is a good public service announcement. It's Martin says it's Lego Bionicle rules. By the power of friendship, unity, duty, destiny. Sure. Yep. I don't know what you just said, little kid, but you touched your brother's heart. All right. So anyways, now they're under orders, and really, I'm going to shortcut a spoiler for the rest of the book. We're just going to do this right here, Tom. Okay?
Sure.
This book is another 3+ book where anytime you want to do something cool, it's on a 3-up. The trick is that 3-up usually goes to automatic if you're under orders.
Sure.
Right? The dreaded 3+ is on like 70% of the Warscrolls in this book. But they all have this exception clause that says if you're under orders, just do the thing, or do the thing on a 2-up instead, right? Or whatever. Otherwise, it's on a 3-up. So you're really wanting to keep everybody under orders, but I should state that even if you're not under orders, you still do get a roll. In this case, the 3-up becomes a fallback, effectively, rather than the default, like Nighthaunt.
Which is better than not being able to do the thing at all.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it is I'm okay if they back in that 3-up as a pressure release to those abilities.
Yeah, I'm with that. I agree. I read it and I was like, wow, that's like way better design than just slapping everything on a 3-up and saying like, there you go. Like, well, you're encouraged to actually play with the rules of your army. So I'm good with it. Okay. So what can I do when people are under orders? Well, there's sort of 4 generic things here I can do when people are under orders. And they're all once per turn army in this case. These are once per turn. So even though I can repeat and put, maybe theoretically, if I have like 9 or 12 units, everybody under orders, I still can only use each of these once per turn. Though, as I said, on tons of Warscrolls, it matters a lot whether or not they're under orders. All right. So first you got take aim in your shooting phase. You pick one of that unit's ranged weapons. You get +1 to hit. Great. Good. Fantastic. Okay, so we need to account for that as we're reviewing units and take into account that one unit is going to get +1 to hit in shooting every turn. You're just going to do that, assuming you can keep them under orders. Then you've got once per turn army reaction. You declared a charge ability for a unit that's under orders. You can change the lowest D6 in the charge roll to match the highest D6. Quite a strong ability.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got... and it should be stated, that's not like just your charge phase. That's true on counter charge as well. Very potent.
Yeah.
Oh, the under orders lasts the entire battle round, by the way, and then goes away.
So sure. You choose it in the beginning. It's neat because even if you lose those units in the middle of the round, you're going to stay under orders until you have to start the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, once return army, any combat phase into them, you dogs. I really dislike this rule. Like, what this is a double chain fight. That's what it is. This one does require a hero. So you pick a friendly hero that's under orders, use this ability. That unit is the field officer for the rest of the turn. Then pick 2 other visible friendly non-hero units that are under orders and wholly within 12 of the field officer to be the targets. For the rest of the turn, the first time the field officer uses a fight ability, you can pick a target that did not use a fight ability this turn. That target is inspirited. The other target is emboldened. And then the inspirited target can be picked to use a fight ability immediately after the fight usability by the field officer. Then if the emboldened target has not used a fight ability, it can be picked to use a fight ability. Good God. Remember the rant I had like 2 weeks ago about if you came to me with a rule and it took this much text to say pick 2 other units to chain activate? You've gone wrong.
Go write it again.
Go write it again. I would have rejected this.
Sure.
This is such a construct for such a simple concept. It's nonsense.
Yeah.
G-Well with a super chat saying 2 questions. I'm ready, G-Well. Number 1, I like the army, but I feel they will reintroduce elves and Duradin eventually. I hope. That's being very hopeful. G-Well, I'm not sure I agree with that. I would say, if you want my honest read on it, sure, long enough timeline, everything comes back around, I suppose. Like, I would see more chance of regular Duradin coming back in some new way than I would anything else.
Yeah.
But like, just because that's sort of the regular dwarves don't have a home. I mean, they're old world, but they could be like, this is the new clan holds, like 2029, Tom. You could see it, the new, like, the dwarves have rebuilt their empire. Grungy's back, and this is the new clan holds, and it's like a bunch of new dwarf sculpts, right? And like what those new Age of Sigmar dwarven empires look like. Sure.
Yep.
But like, I really see very little chance of them coming back as they are right now. Number 2, first Mega Gargants, now Cogforge. GW really like knight equivalents in their games, it seems. Yep. They like selling $200 kits to everybody.
Right. And they like centerpieces.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay. Cool. All right. Next up. Last one. Hurl them back. Once return army, any combat phase. Obviously couldn't be the same units that were just involved in that whole thing above. It is funny that, by the way, the Into Them You Dogs does require a hero.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
If they had just done the hero in the first one, they wouldn't have needed a bunch of this extra scaffolding in the second one. But what do I know?
Yep.
All right. Hurl them back, pick a friendly unit that is under orders and is in combat with an enemy unit that's charged this turn to use this ability. Effect for the rest of the turn, add 1 to the rend characteristic of that unit's melee weapons. Okay. It's fine.
Sure.
Hey, Tori, how you doing? Good to see you. SJ Pal, Cogforts are going to sell like hotcakes. They like selling lots of kits, so yeah, it's practically printing money. I imagine, I don't know. I'm not sure what to say about that. I'm sure they will sell well. I'll agree with that. Okay, so that's our general abilities, which is basically orders and then 4 things you can do with orders. Let's talk about our battle formations. Once again, prepare to not be impressed. Here we go. Stalwart Guardians. If you're under orders and you rally, you get 3 additional rolls. Okay.
Yay.
It's fine. It's fine. Zealous Hordes. I mean, it does something.
It does. It does.
So, it's fine. Like, you get, if you choose this, you get like 3 extra guys back over the course of the game. Mathematically. So that's pretty good. Assuming you rally, like, say, 2 times. So that's fine. Zealous Hordes. Once return army reaction, your opponent declared a fight ability. For the rest of the turn, add 1 to wound rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Sigmarite units that target the enemy unit using that fight ability. Okay. So everybody else is angry at them. It's fine. Cool. Can work obviously with the other thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
Well,
thing we just talked about.
they have to have fought first, and then you're counterpunching into whatever unit that fought first, and then you can chain everybody into it.
Sure. Oh yeah. I wasn't even talking about that. I just meant the rend thing. But yes, sure.
Oh yeah. That's fair.
Because both of them are like sort of somebody charges you, somebody uses a fight ability, yada yada. Okay.
Yeah.
Collegiate exemplars. Add 1 to arcane manipulation rolls and banishment rolls for friendly wizards that are under orders. I read this and I was like, did I miss something? What the heck is that? Is there a core rule I'm not aware of? Designer note, wizards in this battle tome use arcane manipulation rolls for a variety of powerful effects. Okay. Got it. So this is, we wanted to do some magical crap, but just giving them +1 to cast was too out of character. So instead we create an
power.
Yeah. Or power level or cast is too powerful. So instead we're going to create an entire new subsystem that only the humans use, which is like, fine, whatever. Okay. It's just hilarious to me that we did that and then now also have this thing. It's like that what this relies on is, are the arcane manipulation rolls any good?
Right.
They're not. Okay, cool. And then finally, swift reinforcements. Once return army, your hero phase, the Dawnbringer Crusade. Pick a friendly, non-hero Cities of Sigmar infantry unit wholly within friendly territory. Use this ability. Okay, I already don't love it, but keep going. Effect, if that unit is in combat, it can move 6 inches. It can move through the combat ranges of enemy units, but can only end that move in combat with units that it was in combat with at the start of the move. It does not have to end the move in combat. If it's not in combat, it can move 6 inches. It cannot move into combat during any part of that move. Okay. This is not terrible. I don't hate it, despite not liking the initial thing.
I like free movement.
Free movement is good. Yep.
So this allows you to issue orders at the start of the round, like get people under orders and then move them out of range.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, effectively, it's like it's just a nice hero phase 6-inch move.
Sure.
Right? It's pretty good. It's only your hero phase, but still, there are many maps where just using this once at the beginning of the map is actually highly valuable. So the fact that you can do it more is fine. Okay.
Agreed.
I think Dawnbringer Crusade's probably sort of the default best one.
Yeah. Correct.
Just like by the fact of the other 3 being mostly worthless. So that's fine.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, we've got the heroic traits. All right. So we got 3 of them here, of course, as always. Number 1, Stentorian. Love that word. Stentorian General. Subtract 1 from ward rolls for enemy units while they are in combat with any visible friendly units that are wholly within 12 inches of this unit and under orders. All right. It's pretty decent. Yeah, it's fine. Like the fact that it's not him, or he or she does not have to be in combat, right? Just they just have to be kind of near the combat is pretty good. And -1 ward is generally a very valuable thing. Cuts out 6-ups, makes 5-ups worthless, that kind of thing. Beloved Leader. Ignore negative modifiers to hit rolls and wound rolls applied by enemy abilities for attacks made by visible friendly units that are wholly within 12 inches of this unit and under orders. I so close to love this ability, but they added 2 words that I don't like, Tom. Do you know what the 2 words are that make me angry in this?
Would it be wholly with, or made by visible? Yeah, wholly within?
Nope. Enemy abilities. Okay. Because that means I can't excuse me. That means I can't ignore cover, and I can't ignore countershoot penalty.
Sure.
Which would be the reason to take this.
Sure.
Because half the armies you fight are basically never going to put you under any kind of negative to hit or wound. Now, the other half will, and this would be highly valuable, right? But the problem is that it's really hard to take an item that is going to work like maybe 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Almost everybody has some kind of ward nonsense these days. That's getting way higher.
Yeah, it is getting way higher. There was, at once upon a time, right? That would have also been a gamble. But now most folks have access to some kind of ward to some degree. It's still not as generic as the final one with Grizzled Drill Master.
Yeah. Which is the way that they put them. One of the ways they'll put themselves under a ward. Speaking of, right? Grizzled Drill Master. Other visible friendly units have ward of 6 up while they're wholly within 12 inches of this unit and under orders. Again, fine. Probably pretty great, right? Like, It's a ward. Wards are good. That's good. Okay.
Yep.
So, that's cool. All right. Let's see. Next, so that's fine. I would say Drill Master is the best. The Stentorian General is also not bad. I guess it just depends on which one you want. I really think the Beloved Leader is just too specific. 2 words. Turned it from a great ability to meh. All right. Artifacts of Power. We've got the Last Blade of Emberguard. This unit can use this ability. Oh, this is a deployment phase ability. Sorry. This unit can use this ability while it is in reserve. Pick one of this unit's non-companion melee weapons, add 2 to that weapon's attack characteristic and rend characteristic for the rest of the battle. Okay. That's cool. That's fun. I like that you can, that's like actually a pretty decent buff. The question becomes, is there an actual person that we would want to put this on? Let's find out as we go through the book. Cooler Bee, thank you for the super chat. There's no question to it. Just, hey, thanks. I appreciate the support. All right. Next up is the Bones of Saint Igniphus. You declared a spell or prayer ability for a visible unit that is wholly within 12 of this unit and under orders. Add 1 to the casting roll or chanting roll for that ability.
Oof. You have to work so hard for that.
Hoops. You like hoops. Yo, dog, I heard you like hoops. And then finally, the Sphere Celestial, your hero phase. If this unit is not in combat, pick a point on the battlefield more than 3 inches from all units, friendly and enemy, and terrain features to be the target point. Okay. So pick a point anywhere. It's more than 3 inches from everything. Okay. Not objectives, though.
Yep.
Right. And objectives are usually on most boards almost by default more than 3 inches from terrain. So, okay. Then pick another visible friendly Cities of Sigmar infantry or cavalry, Cities of Sigmar infantry or cavalry hero that is wholly within 18 inches of this unit and not in combat to be the target. Remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again within 1 inch of the target unit and not in combat. Then remove the target unit from the battlefield and set it up again within 1 inch of the target point and not in combat. This unit and the target unit can use move abilities in the following movement phase. What?
I don't know what you just said. So let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
You pick another visible friendly Cities of Sigmar infantry or cavalry hero.
Yes.
So it's hero distributive. In that, is it a Cities of Sigmar infantry unit or a Cities of Sigmar cavalry hero unit? Or is it a Cities of Sigmar infantry hero or a Cities of Sigmar cavalry hero?
I do not know. I do not know. I know exactly what you're asking. It's the same question I had. Like, is hero meant to be transitive over both of the previous things or not? And I don't have the answer to you. I literally couldn't tell you. I'm going to assume it means like
a better way to run,
or
a better way
to have written
it would have been Cities of Sigmar hero parentheses, infantry or cavalry only.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I still don't know what's happening. So you teleport the item carrier to that other unit, and then teleport the other unit to the location.
Yes. And then they can both move.
But the hero goes to where the other unit was, not
Yes.
to the point that's selected.
Correct. That's right.
So now, because this is a hero, this is an item, which means the hero is carrying it. It's a hero only affecting other heroes potentially.
If the hero is meant to be distributive, yes.
Okay. I think I understand what's supposed to be happening, and then
right. So like ideally, you've got a hero. Let's assume that it is just like you can be normal infantry. Okay. Let's say it is. I don't know which one it is, but let's just say it is.
No, right. It's going to be hero. I hope you know that. Like that hero has to be distributive.
Probably. All right, fine. We'll just say there's another hero. We'll pick. We'll do it with 2 heroes. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
That's fine. So you pick up. You got your guy. He's here. I pick a point on the battlefield way over here. Let's just say this unclaimed objective. Right? Because that's ideally what you want to be doing.
Yep.
It's generally, it's unclaimed. No one's on it. So hence it's 3 inches from everything by default. Right?
Yep.
Okay. That's my point. This is my hero. I then pick the second hero who's within 18 inches of me and not in combat.
And the carrier, well, no, but like it's the carrier of the item.
Correct. 18 inches of me, the carrier of the item. So hero 1 here, hero 2 here, right? Or something. Point over here in the corner.
Yep.
This guy teleports to within 1 inch of that guy, and then that guy teleports over here to the objective.
Yeah.
And then in the movement phase, they can both move.
Okay. I like the being able to move in the movement phase, even though you're teleporting in the hero phase. That's kind of neat.
If it's actually like a regular infantry unit, right? That's incredibly strong.
That's outrageously strong. Guess what? It's not. It's only heroes. Only heroes are teleporting here. They just are bad at writing rules.
It's wild because even let's say it's still a hero. Okay, like let's just assume it's the hero you're actually moving. Even without the movement, you're still teleporting it 3 inches away from an enemy unit.
Sure. And then moving. Yep.
Right? So like if you have a real like combat monster hero, you can just throw them over there. Now, you don't have any cavalry heroes that are combat monsters, but that's okay. Like theoretically you could do that.
You can give that you couldn't have 2 items. Never mind. I was like, you give them the blade that gives them +2 attacks and -2 red.
Can't do both.
But you can't have 2 items.
No, we don't have that fun. That technology, 2 magic items, Tom? Are you crazy? What do you think this is? Any other edition of Age of Sigmar? Stop that.
I was saying, what edition are we in? Oh yeah.
Okay.
Woo.
I mean, it's a wild ability, right? Like this thing is so. Again, I would have rejected this. Like no. Too much text. Way too hard to parse. This is nonsense.
No, it should just be the carrier of the item can teleport. Sure. And it can only be carried by infantry or cavalry heroes.
Sure. As opposed to this weird like icky shuffle you're pulling off.
Right.
Like you're trying to protect Kamchatka in the opening turn of Risk.
Like technically, this could be carried by like a cog fort hero. And then you could teleport a foot hero.
I mean, I don't even want to think about it. All right, cool. It's crazy. All right, next up, we have our Iron Weld innovations. And these are like Cogfort buffs. Again, we're really trying to sell this model. Okay. So we have 3 things that are literally just for Cogforts. Not war machines, just the Cogforts.
Just Cogforts. Yes. Okay. They want to make sure that you have one of these Cogforts in every army. Because if you don't, you're going to lose benefits.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Once per battle, your movement phase. The prototype Arco Combustor Uninhibitor. Love the name. By the way, the names of this stuff is generally pretty great. Whoever's been doing the naming for this, you're killing it. Okay? Whoever the name guy or gal is in GW, I'm loving it. You're doing a great job.
It's been pointed out, and rightly so, that right above on the items, the treasures of the cities, it specifically says hero only, excluding cogforts.
Right. Yeah.
So the cogforts can't carry the items that teleport or give bonuses.
Right. Yeah. It's fine. Yes.
Even though they're heroes.
Too bad. They are excluded. They get their own special things here, Tom. This is their special thing. Okay. So, what does this prototype Arco-Combustor inhibitor do? Well, once per battle, your movement phase. For the rest of the turn, you can add 3 inches to this unit's move characteristic. It can use shoot abilities, even if it used a retreat ability in the same turn, and no mortal damage is inflicted on this unit by retreat abilities. Okay. I mean, it's only once per battle, but
sure,
you probably only need to use this kind of thing once a battle,
right?
Because somebody got into your fort and you wanted to move away and shoot at what you want to shoot at. So,
yep.
Okay.
Like it would very easily be used once.
Yes. Oh my God. Now that's worth pointing out. I did miss that. The Sphere Celestial. Good Lord. Thank you, BDAS. I did totally miss that.
Oh, that you can do it every hero phase?
No, it doesn't have a once per, like, it just says your hero phase, but it doesn't have a once per turn of any kind on it.
Oh, so you could teleport any number of heroes.
I guess. Is there a general rules prohibition against multiple teleports? Like you can't do it again if you've already done it? Is that in there? I need to go
become
look.
Suddenly the most amazing change host build.
I would need to look at that. Boy, okay. All right, great. That one's fine. By the way, the prototype thing is fine. Like, it's very good. Because again, generally you don't want the thing to get bogged down and not be able to shoot. This is a good answer to it. It's not going to happen a ton of times in the game. Being able to do it once gets you out of the trouble. It's generally fine. Then you have the emergency bellows, which is effect at the end of turn, end of any turn. You remove one of this unit's heat tokens. Tom, we're playing Battletech now, baby. They're mechs. You got to track that heat. All right. I'm going with my dual PPCs. I'm going to load up my cog fort with dual PPCs, LRM 20. We'll get a couple machine guns for infantry control, maybe a couple medium lasers just to, round out the shooting profile. It's great. How much heat is that? All right. We get in the dual. We get in the double heat sinks. Oh, it's going to be a great time, man. Absolutely. I've never been more excited. Yes. Bring in the heat. Wait, if the cog fort moves into a water piece of terrain, do I dissipate heat faster? Okay.
You are way too excited about this. I hope you know that.
I mean, I just love that we searched around, we were trying to make these things unique, and we were like, screw it, make them mechs from Battletech. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just...
If you'll remember, like, steam tanks also played in this heat space as well.
Well, and yes, so sort of. Yes.
It is clear that what they were trying to do was to basically reinvent the steam tank. Like, to create something that's a replacement for, but upgrade to,
sure,
the steam tanks in the prior armies.
Agreed.
Like, that's what this is. And that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah,
Clearly, I mean, they were happy with just KO having airships and vehicles. So now, here we are.
Where are my Stormcast tanks, you cowards? I just roll them out. Just bring out the Predator tanks. Let's go. Okay? Flying lightning arcing tanks. That's we need them. Get to work.
Like a Protoss tank.
Yeah, exactly. Tell me that wouldn't work. All right, it would work. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, the steam tank version of the thing was more like you couldn't fail it unless you were damaged, and it was more meant to be like damage to the boiler, and you're like overrunning a damaged boiler. But sure. Steiner Cogfort army for sure. Yeah. Absolutely, man. House Steiner all the way. There you go. I'm with that for sure. Okay. And then lastly, once per battle, enemy combat phase, the grapple net launcher. If this unit did not charge this turn, pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit and that charged this turn to be the target. Subtract 1 from the attacks characteristic of the target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. Honestly, this feels like it did need to be once per battle. Like, I get it. This just feels like it could have been like a buff or a debuff that just, like, you get to pick one unit that charges your cog for it and do it. Could have been a thing. Maybe it's on like a 2-up. Sure. But okay.
Do you remember when Stormcast used to have lightning casting ballistas?
Sure.
Like cannon?
No, we're going backwards in time in technology. Yes, I agree. Bows and like it's so weird to me. Whatever. We're not this is my Stormcast technology discussion, but okay. We've advanced we can smith out souls, but we can't figure out how to make something more advanced than a bow. Okay, sure. All right. Great.
No, they did. They had more advanced than a bow. Don't you remember the old Judicators?
Then they forgot.
And the old they had them and then they retired them.
That's a fair point. You got me on that one. Okay. Yes, next up they'll just be like hurling javelins. Oh wait, darn it. They already do that. Oh no. We've literally regressed to Bronze Age technology. Okay. All right. Spell lures. So we got the spells of the Collegiate Arcane. 3 spells here. Our unlimited spell is the speed of the Twin-Tailed Comet, cast on a 6. For the rest of the turn, add 3 inches to the move characteristic of friendly non-War Machine Cities of Sigmar units while they're wholly within 12 of the caster and visible to them. So it's like a nice little AoE speed buff. It's a weird spell. A bubble spell like that is a weird spell to make unlimited, but okay. I mean, multiple wizards somewhere down the line could do it or something. You're not going to have that. That will not be what you choose, but it could be done.
Sure.
Doesn't Knave have a gun? No, she has like a hand crossbow gun thing. She's still from that early time where like you did still have some of the tech, so she still gets the cool
she snuck that tech in on her reforges.
Yeah. She like hides it right before she dies, and then
it was like tucked into her breastplate, and so she like pulls it out, and she's like, "Oh, still got it."
Yeah, it's like the note that Eleanor shoves in Janet's mouth at the beginning of season 2 of The Good Place. Okay. Next up, we've got the Curse of Scorched Metal. Enemy targeting spell, 18-inch range. Until the start of your next turn, the first time the target uses an attack ability for each unmodified hit roll of 1 for their attack, inflict 1 mortal damage on the target after that attack has been resolved. Okay. Hey, that's awesome, Neil. I'm glad to hear that, buddy. Neil said, "Howdy, Vince. I messaged you last week about Death Wizards. Just another quick message to let you know that my nephew and I are having such a blast playing the campaign and are eagerly awaiting Repent." Yes, that's right. Well, Repent, Ye Foolish Gods comes out June 5th. We're very close now.
If you enjoy Death Wizards, you're going to enjoy Repent because it'll feel very similar. Although the AI is much better on Repent.
Yeah. All right. Next up, and Adam and stuff shared out another piece of art from the book today. I don't know if everybody saw it. If you're not following me on Instagram or Twitter and places like that, Blue Sky, check that out. It's up there in the corner. The piece of art we shared out today from the book is like crazy. And it's just emblematic of the art that's in this book. Okay, so at any rate, high stars light on a 6. Pick a friendly unit, then you pick friendly unit within 12, standard buff spell. Add 1 to the attacks characteristic of their melee weapons. Okay, perfectly good spell. The Curse of Scorched Metal being the highest casting cost 1 here is so weird to me because it's not actually that good of a spell. Like, it's a very specific spell, right? If you're going into some ridiculously high attacking, like, if you get this on a unit of gutter runners, take that. If those guys are in trouble, right? Because they're like 1 health, 3 attack models, you know? So the little unit comes in and makes like 31 attacks. Half the unit drops dead just from the attack roll, or, from once the attack roll is resolved. But most units aren't like that and will probably just take a pretty incidentally irrelevant amount of damage. And it certainly does nothing to like low attack, high damage models. Okay. This is one of the best spell lores for an army with almost no good wizards. Yeah. I also don't like that curse is on the 7 when it shouldn't be. It should be like on a it should be on a 6 like everything else. It's just not that good. But it's fine. The big speed buff bubble and the +1 attacks are both good spells. So there you go. Horses hate the 1 spell. Yes. Great on dumb cap units. Like 5s and 3s, huh? What's the most you've ever bet on a coin flip there, buddy? All right. Okay.
Oof.
Next up, the prayer lore. All right. So we got our 3 prayers here. We got the Holy Aegis. This is your unlimited prayer. Again, friendly targeting thing. So I like that we have standardized to like friendly targeting things are 12, enemy targeting things are 18. Generally, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
If the chanting roll was 7+, you can pick another eligible unit until the start of your next turn. Ignore the first damage point that would be allocated to each target in each phase. That's fine. It's like the little ablative damage thing. It's not anything amazing, but it's also not bad. This is like, as a little buff you can throw on someone, this is perfectly good. It helps with like incidental things like miscasts and just stuff like that tends to sprinkle around. So, you know, watching my Ashen Elder who does this, I have found it to be actually quite beneficial overall. Mm. Then we've got on a 5, the Reckoning of Sinners. Pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar priest to chant this prayer. Pick a visible friendly unit wholly within 12. If the chanting roll is 10+, you can pick 2 units. Till the start of your next turn, enemy units have a maximum control score of 1 while they are in combat with any of the targets. That's actually pretty darn good. Again, I was not a fan of any control score related abilities when we first started printing them, and they were just weak sauce, right? It was like, increase your control score by 3. And it's like, all right, well, that doesn't matter. It almost never comes down to that tiny difference, right? But just straight up setting someone's control score to 1, turning them into a beast effectively, so you can hold the objective with 2 models of any type. That is actually quite valuable. So I'm here for that. 5 is a tough cast, but whatever. And then the Benediction of the High Heavens. Once again, blah, blah. Friendly target within 12. Heal D3 the target, and if the chanter. If the chanting roll is 7+, heal D3 each visible friendly Cities of Sigmar unit wholly within 12 of the chanter instead. So I like that it does double dip there automatically, even in its base version on the 3-up. You're getting like a heal on them and a heal on the caster. It's pretty cool. And then, you know, getting the big bubble on the 7-up is fine. So, all right. Their prayer lore, honestly, not bad, not amazing. This is like the most solid 6 prayer lore I've ever seen. You know, it's just sort of utility. It's fine. So, all right. Any thoughts on that one before we go on?
It's fine.
It is fine.
It's middle of the road fine.
Yes. I like this picture down here. That's a cool piece of art. All right, let's talk about the Warscrolls. Okay. All right, I got to bring up my points. There we go. Got my points ready to go. All right. We'll start with the main ones, then we will quickly review the other ones in the supplement. I don't want to, but here we are. Ones that are good for a year. There's not much in there worth talking about, but here we go. Talia Vedra, the Lioness of the Parch. Obviously, one of the coolest models in Age of Sigmar. This model is amazing. Standard little wheel you'd expect. 12, 15, 3-up save, 5 control, 6-up ward. That's fine. So the 3-up save is nice. I appreciate that. Her weapons are fine. They are fine. It's not amazing, but they're fine. I appreciate that somehow we got a monster, Tom, that hits on 3s. Did you catch that?
I did. I did. It's shocking.
I know.
That they might have a monster that's like useful.
An actual, well, one of its attacks at least hits on 3s. The tail still is on a 4. Couldn't go all the way, but it's much more accurate with its bite. So that's fine. She got 3 abilities. Lead from the front. If this unit is in combat, pick each visible friendly Sigmarite unit wholly within 12 of it to be the target's. Effect, add 1 to hit rolls and wound rolls for the target's combat attacks for the rest of the turn. Once per battle, any combat phase. Only once per battle, but still a very potent buff, right? When she pops that off. She goes in, she brings in probably the Cav and or some of the new, what's their name? The new guys that we'll look at that are good in with her. And obviously that's like a pretty great turn for you. Okay. All right. And she herself is Sigmarite as well, so she would gain the bonus. Then you've got her rampage, any combat phase, paralyzing venom. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a dice. If the roll is equal to or less than the target's health characteristic, subtract 1 from wound rolls for the target's attacks for the rest of the turn. The whole Manticore has like an anti-monster thing about it, obviously, with its jaws. It wants to fight other monsters. They're territorial. Obviously, anytime you're fighting other monsters, you're just going to automatically get this, right? And it's a good debuff. -1 to wound is obviously a good debuff, so that's fine. It's not an amazing rampage, but it's cool. And then finally, enemy hero phase, combat tactician. If this unit is not in combat, pick a visible, friendly Sigmarite infantry unit wholly within 18 inches of it, and that is not in combat to be the target. The target can immediately use the normal move ability as if it were your movement phase. In addition, the target is now under orders for the rest of the battle round. So this is another way to get people under orders. As well, it's basically, because of what's happening here, it's in the enemy phase. It's only infantry, but it's basically 3 claw steps ahead. So stop stealing my tech, Talia. I don't appreciate that. So there you go. But yeah, this is one of the other ways to get under orders. Talia is one of 5,000 heroes in this army because there's so many things still hanging out here that they're going to go away soon. Talia Vedra, the Lioness of the Parch, is 340 points. 340 points.
That seems a little bit expensive, but
yeah, I think she's fine. Like 3-up, 6-up's a decent enough profile. Her attack profile, like again, all around, she's actually doing a decent amount of stuff, right? Her combat is good, not amazing. She's mobile. She's tough enough. She's not crazy unbreakable, but she's tough. She has a great utility buff. She's pretty decent against enemy larger targets. And she's basically a 4th order, or as you said, like later in the game, especially as your units start getting broken up and you don't have your triangles so well anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and she has the ability to jump around because of her higher mobility.
Yeah.
And so she could potentially close the gap with other triangles.
She can, in fact, jump around. She can jump up, and get down. Yes. Okay. Next up. Pontifex Zenestra. Oh, the number of times that we have had this unit be broken and such, and so on and so forth. So, 5-inch move.
She's back.
She's back. 9 health, 5-up save, 4-up ward. She is still a priest 2. She is infantry, because it's just some people carrying her around, obviously. Just people walking around. What's Talia's base size, Gooball? Oh, gosh. Talia is on a 100mm round base. If you meant the Pontifex, she's on just like the big cav base, if I remember right. Yeah, 90 by 52. Yeah. Talia is what Vermin Lord should be, for sure. I mean, she's better than a Vermin Lord. You pay the same amount for most Vermin Lords. So there you go.
True.
Talk about a good teleport target. For sure. For sure. Well, she's not. Hold on. You can't teleport her because it has to be infantry or cavalry, and she is not cavalry. She's a monster. Yeah. So you can't teleport. Sorry. There you go, Badass. All right.
Yes. She is
Yes.
indeed a monster.
She is a monster. All right. Pontifex Sinestra, who is an infantry hero, and so could be teleported around using that thing, certainly.
But she couldn't carry it, obviously.
Correct. But she could be the target of the thing to like move her. Like a
Right.
different hero could teleport her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not Thalia to Sinestra. Yes, for sure. She is a good teleport target. Yes. Okay. She has attacks. They're completely irrelevant because it's just like dum-dums hitting people with sticks. So that's nothing. Then we have two abilities here. We've got our passive, the Great Wheel turns. Each time a model in a visible friendly Sigmarite unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit is slain by a combat attack, and that model was in combat with the attacking unit, make a number of zealotry rolls equal of d6s equal to that model's health characteristic. For each 6+, inflict 1 mortal damage on the attacking unit after the fight ability has been resolved. Okay. So she turns people randomly into flagellants, obviously, right? Okay, that's fine.
It's nice.
It's fine. There is a way to buff that, which we'll see later on. And then we've got her prayer, which is the Vessel of Sigmar on a 5-up. Make a chanting roll of d6. If the roll is an unmodified 1, you can re-roll the dice. Pick one of the following effects. Pick up to 2 different effects if the chanting roll is 10+. You got Sanctified Ground until the start of your next turn. Visible enemy units that use a charge ability while they are within 9 inches of this unit have Strike Last for the rest of the turn. Pretty strong. Pretty strong. Just like having her sitting in the middle. Most people do declare their charges from within 9 inches. Obviously, she doesn't see the long bomb coming. It catches her unaware. But most people, when they declare, are within 9. And so, okay, great. Ardent Prayers, add 1 to Zealotry rolls for friendly Sigmarite units until the start of your next turn. Hey, there you go. Now you can Zealotry on a 5-up. Okay. And then Cast Out Evil, roll a d3 for each visible enemy wizard and priest on the battlefield on a 2-up. They take that much mortal damage. So just battlefield wide. Okay. Great. She's also fine. Pontifex Sinestra is 190 points. I don't know, Tom. How do you rate her? Like Talia, I like okay as a bit of a meme, but I think she's useful.
Sure. Yeah. I struggle with so much of what she's doing is obviously based on the prayer.
Yes.
She is power
like castling
2.
up, having her in the middle,
Yep.
firing off her prayer, etc. Yep.
She is a priest too. But 190 for 5 or 9 wounds on a 5-up, 5-up, even 4-up, 5-up, 4-up. I don't know. She's not doing a lot, is what I would say.
Yeah.
She's an enabler. I don't know if you have 190 points of dead space in your list to enable.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, the base prayers are like nice buffs. This is a very synergistic type army. So she's a great priest. Like she is absolutely a great priest.
Yeah. Sure.
And she's probably like the cheapest you're going to get at this level of priestly power, right?
Sure. Yep.
I think if you're doing a more like bricky, castle-y type build, I think she's probably anchoring the center in that. Mm-hmm. I think if you're doing something that's much more mobile, she's not showing up, which is fine. Right? I don't know. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Like her using the D3 heal spell where she heals herself as well is pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got our Free Guild Cavalier Marshal guy, the cool horse guy. He's got his little pistol. It shoots. It's got 7 health and a 3-up save. That's fine. He cares about cavalry. He's your cavalry boss. He cares about cavalry, of course, as you would expect, right? So he is kind of he's a little bit of a thing here with his stuff. All right. Reaction. You declared the countercharge command for this unit. So he countercharges. You then use this ability. Pick a visible, friendly, non-hero Sigmarite cavalry unit that is wholly within 12 and is not in combat and has not used a run ability this turn to be the target, i.e. is a valid charge target.
Sure.
After the countercharge command for this unit has been resolved, if this unit is in combat, the target can immediately use the charge ability as if it were your charge phase. In addition, you can reroll charge rolls for the target for the rest of the phase.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to use the +2 rend, +2 attack sword,
Yep.
slash having somebody that's like mobile but can also go fight, that would put his weapon on 7 attacks, 3s and 4s, which the 4s is ouchy, but otherwise rend 3, damage 2. Right. And it makes him a very scary guy to come in off turn.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. So then he's got run down the foe, once per turn army, any charge phase. If this unit charged this turn, pick this unit and up to 2 visible friendly non-hero Sigmarite cavalry units that charge this turn and are wholly within 12. For each target, make a pile-in move, then pick an enemy unit that is in combat with the target and roll a d3. You do some mortal damage. So he turns on the... We all do some grindy, impact hitty stuff.
Sure.
Which is fine. This is fairly valuable when we get to the cavalry because they can just be charging all the time. They truly live that ABC life. Side note, if the Ogre book comes out and doesn't have this kind of thing, like the I get to charge even when I'm in combat, it's not my turn thing, that's a real whiff. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right. The Cavalier Marshal. How much is this guy? Sorry. He is 120 points.
Okay. That feels like an efficient expenditure point.
Sure.
For as far as like an enabling hero goes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing the cavalry thing, I think you're taking this guy. It's pretty much that simple.
Right, but like again, 7 wounds on a 3-up save.
Sure.
Yeah, that seems very doable.
All right. Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy. The foot guy with his little buddy with him.
Yep.
He's got his attendant Relic Envoy. Once per turn army, your hero phase. This unit's Relic Envoy is a token. Pick a visible friendly Sigmarite unit wholly within 18 inches of this unit and not under orders to be the target. Place this unit's Relic Envoy next to the target while this unit is under orders and on the battlefield. And this unit's Relic Envoy is next to the target. The target is under orders. So basically, it lets you get that one unit that's outside. So like if the Free Guild Marshal is part of already a power triplicate and he went under orders, if he's part of a thruple, right, and he's under orders and there's some unit just hanging out 18 inches away, he can send his little envoy over there. The little token stands next to that unit, and now that unit also counts as under orders. It is another way that you can get the oddballs out back under orders, right, in your hero phase, which is useful. As for army collecting, how good is the new Slaanesh Spearhead and Battle Force? What a question, Jesse. I don't know. Let me look real quick. I will look because I believe in answering all questions about Slaanesh. Let's see. Here we go. Slaanesh article. I'm flipping to it. I'm looking at it. The Decadent Host. What is that? Is that this one? Yeah, okay. So you get some Twin Souls, Sigvald, Fiends, Bliss Barbs, Slick Blades. Yeah, I mean, if you want the little mortal side, that's pretty good. And then the Spearhead. The Spearhead is the demon side. Again, we'd have to see the new rules, but it's fine. Like, both of these are full of stuff that if they don't bork the rules, you would use.
Right.
They cover each other pretty well as far as stuff goes. So yeah, I don't know. There you go. That's my answer. Assuming that, I mean, obviously we haven't seen the new rules, so some of those units could be utter trash now. But if you were asking me today, sure, they'd both be a good investment. All right. Next up, then you've got an actual command ability. Once per battle, army reaction, you declare to fight ability for this unit. This is wild that this is both once per battle and costs a CP. But I mean, it does do something pretty decent. This is sort of the most powerful version of this chain activation that we've seen. If this unit is under orders, pick a friendly Sigmarite infantry or monster unit that is wholly within 12 inches of this unit, or that has this unit's relic envoy next to it, and has not used a fight ability this turn to be the target. The target can be picked to use a fight ability immediately after the fight ability used by this unit has been resolved. If it is picked to do so, the target can use 2 fight abilities this phase. After the first is used, the target has strike last. Okay. Notable things here, Tom.
So how does this stack with the other multi or chain fighting?
Well, yeah, sure. So, like, the answer is you can't get, like, this guy, okay, couldn't be the chain for both. But you could be in a situation where you get, like, basically 5 activations to their 1. Okay.
Right.
This can hit infantry or monsters. What's interesting about this is Talia is a valid target for this.
Interesting.
So she could actually chain fight off of him. Okay. So, like, there is a world where you're activating quite a few people before they go at all. I actually think this guy is the hot pick you're going to see in a ton of armies, and I'll explain why. Like, combat-wise, he does, who cares, right? Like, whatever.
Right.
As per always, for humans on foot.
Right.
But this dude's like 110 points. Okay. He can still have a bonus hero in his army, like one of the free guild veterans.
Yep.
Okay. And he allows you to cover your weakness of being under orders. And he gives you, like, this very, very strong double fight ability. Okay. Where not only are you chain activating, but then you're allowing that unit to fight twice. And, like, Talia going twice, I'm actually a huge fan of. Like, her melee attacks are fine. They're not amazing, but they're fine. But getting them twice is super good. And so, like, a world where you have exactly the triple activation, then they, like, get 1 activation, and then you're double activating this guy and Talia, or vice versa, is pretty strong. So, yeah, there you go. I think this dude's pretty good, actually. Littlefoot guy. He's pure utility. You got to be careful with where you put him into combat, because he is just 5 health on a 3-up, so you can get splatted fairly easily, but still. Okay. He could also be teleported if you're doing the teleporty thing. Like, he's a great... He can carry the teleporty thing. He could be a target of the teleporty thing, right? So there's a lot of actual options with him. Okay. All right. Jorvan Creel, the heir of the Kraken. What is this? Where did this guy come from? This random named character. Is he in a book? All right, help me out here, folks. Was this guy, like, in a book somewhere that I missed? Did this dude show up in some novel? Like, this dude just suddenly a weird special character who's the heir of the Kraken? What does that mean? Where did this guy come from? Like, I understand, like, I can read the little text. Driven into exile from his conquered home city of Anvilgard, the fearless ranger colonel Jorvan Creel travels far in search of allies to help him reclaim his honor and his legacy. Okay. Like, was he in a thing? From Forgotten Realms, yes. Oh, I get it. Okay, cool. It's just Dritzed. All right, great. Okay, cool. Is that what this is? Is this guy just Dritzed? Is that all we're doing here? He's a ranger with a panther. Do we just want our own Dritzed? Is this wish.com Dritzed? Tom, is that all this is?
I don't know. I'm trying to look him up. And it looks like it. After the city fell to his goals were retaken from its usurpers, the Dark Elves, daughters of Cain.
Yeah, sure. Did this guy, like, is this somebody's personal soulbound character that just got into the book? Right?
Accompanied into battle by the Ash Panther Thexa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Dritz. Sorry, folks.
Did somebody make knockoff Dritz in Soulbound and then like retcon them into the lore? Is that what we're dealing with here? I really want to know what this is. Okay. I want the back. I want to understand what was the motivation here to get Timu Dritz into this tome.
Timu Dritz.
Anyways,
Yeah, I mean,
let me tell you why I really think this is somebody's soulbound character, Tom. Because this dude has fanfic level abilities as well. Okay.
What they didn't do though is he does wield a shield rather than two. Well, he does have two short swords on his hip.
Yep. Yep.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Yeah, his weapon is Ranger Blades. Ranger Blades. Is one of them very cold?
This is what I'm going to say. It would not be hard to convert this to actual Dritz.
Sure. Well, congratulations. Like, I'm telling you, this is someone's personal character. I refuse to accept. That's it. There is no other explanation for this. Somebody made knockoff Dritz in Soulbound and then snuck it into the game. That's what this is.
It's a deadly duelist and master of the Wilder Court's fluid combat styles, able to maneuver effortlessly through combat and ensure his men are always where they're most needed.
That is very true, given the rules. All right, so let's read about this fanfic character. Okay, so any combat phase, he's got the Prowling Ash Panther, Thexa.
Guinevere.
Sure, why not? This unit's Thexa is a token. If this unit's Thexa is not on the battlefield, pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Place this unit's Thexa next to the target, then roll a d3. On a 2-up, they take an amount of mortal damage on the target equal to the roll. If the target is destroyed while this unit's Thexa is next to it, remove this unit's Thexa from the battlefield. So this thing just sort of... That's weird, Tom. So we've got a Panther here that just sort of pops into existence out of nowhere and attacks and then disappears again. Is that familiar at all to you, Tom? Does that sound...
I have no idea what would ever replicate that.
Just a token. Like maybe he keeps it on him like it's some kind of figurine of some kind.
Maybe.
Could be. Who knows? Okay. Then we have harrying attacks. So we've got the Harry Styles attacks. While this unit's Thexa is next to an enemy unit, that enemy unit's attacks cannot score critical hits. All right. Pretty strong. Can't critically hit me. I'm too cool. Super cool. I can't be critically hit. And then lastly, reaction. You declared a fight ability for this unit or a non-hero Sigmar right infantry unit wholly within 12 of this unit. Fluid combat style. Immediately after the fight ability is used by... Good night. Immediately after the fight ability used by that unit has been resolved, pick a point on the battlefield within 6 inches of this unit and more than 3 inches from all units, friendly and enemy, and terrain features. Remove the unit that used the fight ability from the battlefield and set it up again wholly within 6 inches of that point and not in combat. So, this dude can go in, fight, use this little Thexa token, right? Okay.
Yep.
And then with his fight ability, he can then, or he can do this to somebody else as well. You could pull somebody else out of combat. You can then pick a point 6 inches away from him that's 3 inches from everybody. So you can pick it like directly behind him or something, right? And then he could end up 12 inches back, right? Because it has to be within 6 inches of that point. You with me?
Yep.
So you can just fight and leave.
Now, I'm just trying to figure out which curved blades are going to be the best for the conversions.
Sure. To have our but Tom, he's got like pale skin and dark hair as opposed to like dark skin and white hair. So it's totally
I'm going to invert it.
Sure. It's weird. Just artistic choice. Could be anything. All right, so I mean, it's a good ability. Like this dude's
Yeah.
legitimately great. I he's 120 points.
Yeah. Feels like
There
a
you
great
go.
skirmishy guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yep. Again, I want to know, somebody at GW who is watching this, please contact me on the sly. All right. Tell me whose character this was in the Soulbound game you're playing internally. I need to know. All right. I have to know this. I need to understand who was playing Timu Dritz in your Soulbound game. Okay.
Miraculous.
But it's a good character. Like, it's good rules, as I would expect out of a fanfic hero. Next up, you got the Malice Forge Priest. He's a priest. He has stats. They're relatively irrelevant because he's a priest 1. That's what you're buying here. As well as his ability. Once per turn, army, your movement phase, pick an objective you control that this unit is contesting to be the target. Effect: if there are no enemy units contesting the target objective, it is considered by you to be consecrated. Otherwise, roll a dice. On a 3-up, the target objective is considered by you to be consecrated. While they are wholly within 6 inches of a consecrated objective and under orders, friendly non-War Machine Sigmarite units have a ward of 5-up. Friendly Sigmarite War Machines have a ward of 6-up. If your opponent gains control of the consecrated objective, it is no longer consecrated. Should be noted, he doesn't have to stay there, right? He can walk away and leave it consecrated. But you have to retain control of it. So, okay.
Yep.
130 points. When you look at something like 130 and you compare that to Pontifex Zenestra, I'm like a bubble ward is pretty good. Again, sort of, it's funny because both of the priests want to be Castly. Right?
Yeah.
Like this is obviously, he's a 5-inch move hero. It's obviously best used on like one of your home objectives and you're castling up. I could probably see the army, 130 feels high for him, but like I could probably see the army where if you're spread out, you know, there's plenty of maps where you've got multiple objectives in your zone where like Zenestra is a base of power on one and he's a base of power on the other, right? And that's kind of your sort of traditional split castle kind of thing.
Yep.
They did release the points for Cities of Sigmar visual bastion. Yes. So I think 320 points is not too bad if as like the centerpieces of your double castle. Getting everybody on like a 5-up and having strike last in the other way. It's strong castle building. I'll say that much. So.
Literally.
Indeed. All right. Erasmus Zahn, the Enlightened One. Oh, maybe this guy was also in that dude's party. Because I was like, where did this weirdo come from as well? Oh my God, Tom, I've cracked the code. That's what this is. This is someone. This is someone's Soulbound game. Yes. This is their characters. That's why he's riding like a weird, you know, peacock griffin, yep. Like ostrich. All right. He had a cool mount. He was a wizard. Dude, this is totally someone's Soulbound game.
Do you think that the prior priest, was attached to it, but they like made it an unnamed character? Right?
Maybe.
Like they made it
yeah, maybe. You might be onto something there. Yeah. Because it's weird that
so you got a warrior, a priest,
yeah.
and a wizard.
Yep. I'm telling you, we've cracked the code here. I don't know if anybody else has solved this, but this is where there's.
Are they the thruple?
Mm-hmm.
Like sets of 3?
Yep.
Those 3 running together.
Oh my God, this is just someone we've brought in someone's Soulbound game. I'm excited. Who won a contest? I didn't hear about it. All right. Erasmus on 9 health, 12-inch move because of his little ostrich, 4-up save. He's a cavalry wizard 1. He can also fly. His little bird does have wings, so that's cool. All right. He's got a shooting attack. It's fine. He has a little magic stick. And he has a magic stick that bonks as well, because wizard bonks. Your hero phase, he's got the Lantern of All Knowledge. If this unit is wholly within 9 inches of a corner of the battlefield. Sure. Pick one of the following effects to apply until the start of your next turn. Go ahead.
Was the lantern the MacGuffin?
I don't know. I don't know. This guy's so weird. So because that's just such strange positioning, that is the least used part of the battlefield by far.
Well, that's the point, right?
I assume. But okay. So, but you did whatever. So he walks over to the corner. You set this guy up in the corner of the battlefield, right?
I would say, or he deploys there. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Or he gets teleported there.
That's true. That's true. He could be he can't carry the thing, but he could be the target for the thing that shoots over there.
But because hold on, this happens when? Your hero phase?
Your hero phase, yeah, yeah.
And you could sequence it to teleport him to the corner.
Yep.
He triggers this, and then he moves, uses his 10-inch movement to move on to an objective.
12, but yes, exactly.
12,
100%. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. All right. So what do you get to do when you turn on the lantern? You get to pick one of the following effects. All right. Searing Brilliance. Friendly Sigmarite units are not visible to enemy units more than 6 inches from them, while those friendly units are wholly within 6 inches and visible to this unit. So if you have any other units huddled in the corner with you, you can't be shot. Who was shooting you anyways? I guess maybe like you got cannons huddled in the corner or something. I don't know what's over there, but all right. Lambent Aura, add one to this unit's power level, so I can become a wizard too. For the spells that I will definitely be out of range to cast on anybody else, because I'm hiding in the corner, and the game mostly does not take place there. And then Luminous Authority, add 2 to the arcane manipulation rolls for this unit. Not even for all units. I was like, oh, all right. Maybe this could be good. Nope, just this unit. Just them. All right. Or Prismatic Diffusion. Add 3 to the attacks characteristic of this unit's Rod of Radiance, and the damage characteristic is set to 3. Oh, that's what I was looking for. I was looking to turn his relatively short-range bad shooting attack into an average shooting attack.
Absolutely.
All right. So, okay, weird, fine, whatever. We've gone from D&D to me corner camping and Total War. Yeah, Ogre on Sprue says you'll have to move my dice and books out of the corner first. Exactly. Like we all know where you keep crap. That's where like dead people go, right? Tell me, Tom, you're not just often moving corpses over to the far corner of the battlefield, just like in a pile.
Correct. Yes, that's what's happening.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Up to +3 for the arcane manipulation potential. I'm on tenterhooks. What is going to happen? This is a classic example, by the by, of like really bad rule structuring UX. We have now introduced 2 abilities that modify arcane manipulation rolls. Like if you're just reading this in order without any context of what an arcane manipulation roll is, right? Okay. So he's got Realm Sphere Mastery. This is like legitimately a pretty funny ability. Pick a visible enemy manifestation within 12 inches of this unit and was not set up this turn to be the target. This is any hero phase, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Make an arcane manipulation roll of 2d6. Oh my God, we're doing it. We're doing it, Tom. We're doing the thing.
Finally.
If the roll equals or exceeds the target's banishment value, set up your own endless spell that can be summoned using a summon spell that this unit can cast within 1 inch of the target and more than 3 inches from all enemy units and other enemy manifestations. So like, it's very specific. You gotta drop it right in there. This unit has summoned that endless spell. Then the target is banished and removed from play. So this is like a legitimately cool ability. When I was talking about the unique abilities in this tome, this is like one of the ones that caught me. Because it's the funny part about it is we don't need the whole arcane manipulation thing. And I guess the ability for him to add 2 is like, it's cool. I guess you can do it on 2d6 plus 2. But just this ability alone is fine. I didn't need the other. I don't need these other, like the hat on a hat. Right? It could have just been make a banishment roll if you're successful or something. If you're successful, you get to set up a spell and you banish theirs.
Yep.
Right? Which is a really unique ability. Because it effectively means if you bring a manifestation anywhere near this guy, or he gets near it, as he could teleport around to it. He's an excellent, as we mentioned, like teleport guy, right? It's just like you just lose your endless spells. He's great at swapping them out. So now it's like, oh, suddenly there's one right in your face. Okay. Yep. What's great about this is if that endless spell happens to be close to their units, this breaks the normal rules. So like your aggressive endless spells that normally can't be set up within 9, this can. You can just like set Jaws 3 inches away.
That's great.
Yeah. So like this is a cool ability, which I enjoy. Then finally, a spell, the 4 corners of the realms. Aren't they circles? All right. On a 6, make a casting roll of 2d6. Remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again wholly within 9 inches of a corner of the battlefield and more than 3 inches from all enemy units. Hilarious. Hilarious. He can keep teleporting to himself to the corner as well. This dude loves teleporting to the corner. The alternative win con of this army is the rule bloat of your opponent's cortex. Yeah. Yes, that's what I said, Blastmeister. Absolutely. Like you can sequence this in all sorts of crazy ways, right? Like he could do the thing in the hero phase if he like you could teleport him to within 3 of that. He could swap the endless spells, then use his own teleport to retreat back to the corner, and then use his Lantern of All Knowledge to do like basically let's say just give him the shooting attack bonus, and then he could then march. Well, he couldn't move anymore because now you used his teleport spell, right? But you could set him up 10 inches away from an enemy and then shoot at that enemy. So he is a little tricky guy in what all he could be doing in a turn. He's just weird. Anyways, Erasmus Zahn, the Enlightened One. Totally someone's soulbound character. I am so stuck on this. That's exactly what you would name a soulbound character. He's 170 points.
Okay. I don't hate that.
No, he's fine.
I mean, this is how you get wizards, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's way better than the 2 generic wizards we're going to talk about in a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, then you got the Alchemite. All of these characters take so long because their abilities are so goofball. Then you got the Alchemite Warforger. Standard crappy profile, that's fine. He's got a simple ability. Once per turn, army or hero phase, he picks a Sigmarite unit within 12. He makes an arcane manipulation roll of a d6. Oh, he's a wizard one, by the way. On a 3-up, the target's melee weapons have crit mortal until the start of your next turn. Okay. Again, if you sit in the thing that gives you +1, you could technically then get the +1 for Erasmus and a +1 for him. This is a very good ability. Giving your dude's crit mortal is solid. He's a slow, very squishy foot hero with a very, very good ability. So, okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, this is the guy you would take, by the by. Like, as far as generic wizards go. He's 130 points. He's great. Like, crit mortal is amazing. It's on a 3-up. Potentially a 2-up if you want to go into that thing. Yeah, depending on how much good money you're throwing after bad here. And that's good stuff. Like, I have nothing else to say. He's good.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Then you got the 2 bad ones. The Amethyst Nell Mage and the Oxian Pyrocaster. They have stats and attacks, and none of it matters. It's all wizard bonk nonsense. The Nell Mage, Buckethead, Mr. Buckethead. A Mr. Bucket. Okay. So he's got Deathly Candlelight on a 7. Pick a visible enemy unit within 12 inches of this unit to be the target, then make a casting roll of 2d6. The target cannot use commands for the rest of the turn, so that sucks. It's an enemy target you can spell within 12. But wait, Tom. Yeah. Once return army or hero phase, Ominous Presence. Make an arcane manipulation roll of a d6 on a 3-up for the rest of the turn. When picking a target for the Deathly Candlelight ability, you can pick a visible enemy unit with an 18 instead.
Terrible.
It's just terrible. That's just terrible. That spell could have just been 18 inches and on a 7, and we could have cut out this entire thing. That is extra superstructure that does not need to be there. That is doing nothing, except now I need to roll a 3 up, then I need to roll a 7 up, then it needs to not be unbound, and then I get the spell.
Yeah, it's trash.
How many different rolls do I need to make to cast this stupid spell that's like often not even that impactful?
Just trash.
Okay, so he's bad. And he looks dumb. The Oxian Pyromancer has Incandescent Incineration on a 6. I'm not going to read all this text. I'm just going to explain what it does, okay? You put it on an enemy unit within 12, so again, thumbs down. If they're not incandescent, if you haven't hit them before with this, then they take D3 mortal damage and turn incandescent. If they are already, for the rest of the battle, if they are already incandescent, then it just does a straight 3 damage and ignores wards, but then they're no longer incandescent. So he has this weird double tap he's trying to do over a couple turns. Yet again, Tom, 12 inches sucks, but don't worry. You can make an arcane manipulation roll, and on a 3 up, when picking targets, you can pick an enemy unit within 18. Yeah, these guys are both bad. The Amethyst Nell Mage is 110. The Oxian Pyromancer is 100 even. Yeah, just take the Warforger. It's worth the 20 extra points.
It makes me so sad that they're new models that are just bad.
Well, the Pyromancer does rip, too. That's Fig rules. Real tale of two cities here.
Right. Like, I mean, the one helmet is obviously terrible, but like, I just love the models in general. Like, why are they
I will
so
say,
bad?
I think that Nell Mage, if you just literally cut his head off and put any normal head on him, just a normal head, he would look actually amazing.
I agree.
It's just the giant dumb bell bucket head that makes him look stupid. Snip that 100%. Bad boy off there, put a normal wizard head on him. Good to go. The fire guy is a golden demon entry waiting to happen. Oh, I agree. 100%. There will be a min 2 of these in Golden Demon next year. 100%. Yes. Okay. Oh my God, the heroes continue. We just can't stop. Galen and Doralia Van Denst. The Van Densts.
They're back.
They're back, baby. They're 140 points for both of them. They can take 1 great cannon and any Sigmarite infantry in their unit, which I thought was funny. Because he's like pointing, like, shoot at them. That's what I immediately thought.
Yep.
All right. They want to kill manifestations and enemy wizards. These are dumb things to target. Yeah. These mean nothing. This is bad. The one has the crossbow, the other one has the pistol, blah, blah, blah. Shots come out of them, yada, yada. And then they both have their little consecrated blades. Okay. Well, both models are there. They have a 2 up in the hero phase. They can pick a visible friendly Sigmarite unit wholly within 12 of this unit that is under orders to be the target to the start of your next turn while the target is wholly within 12 of this unit and under orders. Add 1 to the damage characteristic of the target's weapons for combat attacks that target wizards, priests, and manifestations. Great. Skip. Great models. Hard skip. Pass. All right. Callus and Toll and Toll's companions. Callus and Toll are 240 points. They're little, like, companion people. Just, like, come with them. You take them when you take Callus and Toll. So it's 240 for the whole pack of idiots here. Okay? Toll's companions, there's 4 of them. Callus and Toll are obviously 2 people. Callus and Toll. Again, some anti-wizard stuff. Great. That's mostly useless. You know, like, again, unless you're fighting Tzeentch or something, just most armies have, like, 1 wizard just kind of hanging in the background. You ain't getting within 10 inches of him. You ain't fighting him in melee. And anything, and you don't need special tech to kill him. Right? So, okay, great. Like, normally just any hammer will do that. But I appreciate the sort of verisimilitude of the thing. Relentless Hunters. This unit can use this ability even if it is in the shadows, which we'll see in a moment how they do that. If there is no enemy mark, pick an enemy hero on the battlefield to be the target. If there is no enemy heroes on the battlefield, pick a enemy non-hero unit on the battlefield to be the target instead. This target is the mark for the rest of the battle. You double the damage characteristic of this unit's melee weapons for attacks that target the enemy mark, which does mean these guys go damage 4 against that hero, which that is very strong. So that's cool. And then you've got Toll's Companions, which is how you get into the shadows. Pick this unit in friendly Callus and Toll during the deployment phase. You can set them up in the shadows in reserve, basically, right? And they emerge from the shadows. Pick this unit. Set this unit up on the battlefield more than 6 inches from the mark and 9 from all other enemy units. Then set up the friendly Callus and Toll from in the shadows within 6 inches of this unit, more than 6 inches from the mark, and 9 from all other enemies. And while Callus and Toll and this unit, or while they're next to each other, they get a ward of 5 up. Legitimately, this is not a bad unit. I don't know if it's actually worth 240 points. That's a lot.
Yeah, right? I struggle with that.
But the fact that they are an infantry hero, so they could be teleported around with your little goofball thing.
Yep.
If they're going against their mark, coming in at damage 4 is pretty hot.
Well, and again, you're going to teleport them 3 inches out from their mark.
Sure. Exactly. And even without that, even if you're not using that ability on them, they can still drop 6 inches away. Right? You just got to, like, as long as they don't have other enemy units that are also forcing you back and so on and so forth. So you just, the ability gets stronger in like round 2, 3, 4 when the enemy army's pulled apart. But I mean, they're 4 up, 5 up, basically. They're not bad.
No.
I'm not sure I mean, you're getting for 240 points, you're getting 22 health. That's pretty decent. Right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about them. I think they're fine. I don't think they would be like amazing or an auto pick under any circumstances, but they're decent. All right. Oh God, this group of weirdos. Okay. So the Free Guild Command Corps. All right. So it is important to say that the Free Guild Command Corps now is a non-hero thing that you get all 3 of these for 200 points, but they have been split into 3 different scrolls. Okay. I was reading this book and I got to these guys and I wanted to stop reading this book. So you are getting a total of 6 guys.
Right. You're getting
counting the dog.
Units. You purchase 1 unit for 200, but you get 3 units you can move independent of one another.
Yes. Correct.
So
1 with 3 models, 1 with 2 models, 1 with 1 model.
Which are great for thruples.
Yes. They're their own thruple. Correct.
They are their own thruple, or they can partner with other thruples to round things out.
That is correct. Yes.
They bring the party.
They do bring the party. They are ready and raring to go for your thruple action. Yes, correct. Okay. So let's break them down. I'm trying to imagine a new player picking up this army and getting to this section and just being like, what? What is this?
No, they take up their one entry in a list.
No. Tori's right. There are 3 entries. Because it's 200 points for the adjutants. And then 2 separate entries are the command corps and the auxiliaries. This unit cannot be reinforced. This unit can only be taken in a regiment that contains a Free Guild Command Corps adjutant unit and no other Free Guild Command Corps auxiliaries. This unit does not count towards the number of friendly units that can accompany a hero. So, like, they still get taken as a separate drop. They just are, as part of your regiment, but they don't count towards your max size in the regiment. Okay. I'll read it again. So obviously cannot be reinforced. Can only be taken if the Command Corps adjutant is in there. That takes up a drop. Okay. Or, a slot, I should say. Sorry, not a drop, a slot. No other Command Corps auxiliaries can be in there. So you can't take multiples of these things.
Yes.
And this unit does not count toward the number of friendly units that can accompany a hero.
So, yeah, so it only takes up one slot of a hero slots.
Yes.
Even though they're bringing, but all 3 are dropping when that hero drops.
Yeah. So, if you're splitting it up and not dropping the regiment, you could put just the Command Corps down, then just the auxiliaries down, then just the Whisperblade down. You could do that. If you were splitting your drops. Okay. And so, but in this unit's regiment, whatever the hero is that's leading this stuff, right?
Yeah.
You could have, if they're non-general, you could have up to 5 things in there if 2 of them are the Whisperblade and the core auxiliaries.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
One of which has to be the adjutants. Simple, right? How could anybody not get this? Okay. I need a separate camera to do a Jim from The Office look, because I would do it right now. Okay. So at any rate, the adjutants are, everybody's 3 health, by the way. So it's the adjutants are the Archknight, the Great Herald, and the Gargoylian. Gargoylian? I don't know. Whatever. The dog. You get the dog. The adjutant's special ability is once per turn army, your hero phase, pick a friendly Sigmarite unit wholly within 12 of this unit and under orders to be the target. If this unit is in combat, apply the effect below. Otherwise, roll a die on a 3-up, apply the effect below. Add 5 to the target's control score. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Why? I read so much text to get to something I do not care about at all, or just care about at all. What a letdown. Okay, let's try again. Let's see if the next guys are any good. So the squishies, right? We got the 4-up guys in the armor. Now let's get to the 6-up guys, the squishy boys. They're infantry, musician. Hey, all right. Somebody's tooting. He's got the toot. Because the wizard's got his little dead dude just jamming out with him. That which is the number one reason, I think, to go into necromancy. To just create a band. You want to start a band, but people just don't show up on time for band practice. People are unreliable. Necromancy. Get reliable band practitioners. There you go. Band members. Okay. Once per turn army, your hero phase. Seize the souls. If this unit contains a soul shepherd, pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of it to be the target. Roll a die. On a 3-up, the target cannot be healed or have slain models returned to it until the start of your next turn. No escape clause out of that 3-up. That one's just a straight up 3-up. And then field surgery. If this unit is not in combat, it contains a war surgeon. Pick a visible, friendly, non-war machine Sigmarite unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. Roll a die on a 3-up. If it's non-hero infantry, return D3 slain models to it. If it's a non-hero cavalry, get 1 back. If it's a hero or a monster, heal D3. Okay. Heal guy. He can bring models back, which is cool.
Okay.
And then the Whisperblade. No Duralius. This is the Whisperblade. All right. So your little assassin guy. Your little Wish.com assassin. He's got his enchanted rapier with crit mortal. 4 attacks, 3 4s, 2 rend, 2 damage. He's a lurking spy master. This unit cannot use or be picked to be the target of the form up ability. So sorry, Tom. You know that earlier thing we said where they're a pre-made thruple? Incorrect. Yeah. I dashed your hopes.
Well, just him.
Just him. The other 2 can. He can.
He doesn't like to be picked.
Yes.
He's a loner. He does it alone.
Yeah, no words for him. He's a lone wolf. I don't know. He doesn't have time for your rules, man. Okay. While this unit is within the combat range of a friendly Sigmarite infantry unit that has 3 or more models, and there are no other friendly Whisperblades within that unit's combat range, this unit cannot be picked to be the target of shooting attacks or combat attacks. Okay. So, okay. He's just like bonus damage the unit does basically at that point until they get down below 3 models.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Talia or the Free Guild, like Talia or the Free Guild Relic Envoy guy could still put him under orders. Because they both have like forced order mechanisms. That isn't the form up ability. But he can't be part of a thruple. Gooball, that's the key. He's not down with that. So no thruples for him. He's very monogamous. All right. And finally, folks, we get to the units. Good Lord. This book. All right. We've cut 80 units from this book and it still feels bloated. Okay. The Steel Helms. Look, I'm not going to bother to read all the stats. Here's the point. They're your basic infantry unit. Okay. We all know what Free Guild Steel Helms are. They're your basic infantry guys. They are 90 points, Tom, for 10 of these guys. 4 up save.
Okay.
Champion, musician, standard bearer. They got the whole shooting match, right?
Sure.
Full command. They make 2 attacks on 4s and 4s, no rend, 1 damage. And their special ability is a very unique thing. No, we didn't skip the ogre with the gunner guy.
Again.
No, it's coming up.
Again, a unique thing again, because their ability has always been a unique thing.
Sure. Yeah. If this unit has 5 or more models, then they get to do this thing. So if they have 5 or more models and they're under orders, then they get to do the effect below. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if they're not under orders, okay, you have to roll a die, and on a 4 up, you get to do the effect below. 5 up if the target's a monster. Monsters don't pay attention to their taunts. Because that's what this is. It's a taunt. For the rest of the turn, when the target you taunt makes a fight ability, they have to be the target, and everything has to target them.
Mm-hmm.
So you are forced, if you go near them, and they're under orders, right? And they've got at least 5 models left, they can force you to go fight this thing instead. So the previous story I told Tom about activating 5 units, by the way, I think I was talking to our buddy Dan about this, and this is his sort of strategy, right? He loves the 5 activation within the only activation you're giving them being this one.
Fascinating.
Right? So think about that sequencing now. You've got some hero. He pulls in 2 other units into combat.
Yep.
Right? Okay. Like to fight.
Yep.
The Steel Helms, which is one of the other 2 units in that sequence, have already taunted the only enemy that's reasonable that you think is going to be able to fight. Right? They get to choose 1 unit. You've basically made it so the one they have to choose has to fight these worthless morons, these worthless 90-point idiots. And then you activate the other pack of the Envoy and Talia, who then Talia will also get a fight later in the turn.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like super control.
Yes. I would I was in a good long conversation with Dan about this, where he was arguing that they act like a blue deck, like that they're blue magic. I do not agree with that. Okay, that is wrong. So. Blue magic is counter magic. It says no. This is combat control, right? This is a green deck. This is triggered fight abilities, and like this unit must be blocked, or this. Sorry, this is when this attacks, it has to be blocked. It's those abilities.
No, this is a white banding deck.
Banding. Sure. I'll give you white green. It's combat control. Like current green has a bunch of stuff in it that's like when this attacks, everybody has to block this thing, like the classic lure effect or whatever. Like that's what this is.
Again, it's white banding. You're choosing where the damage goes. And it's going to this worthless group of idiots.
Yeah. It's definitely not Boros. You get that out of here. Don't you insult Boros like that. This does not have the aggression. There's no haste double strike on these guys.
White banding.
Yeah, this is like, well, the white-green legend that cares about banding from the playtest is, the legend that cares about banding is white-green. because that's combat control, right? That the Selesnya is like your combat control color pair. All right. Okay. So yes, I'll buy Selesnya for sure. Yes, Master Warcraft is the card where you get to dictate who attacks and who, or the attackers and blockers. Yes, I understand. That's one Boros card that does this. Like green and white have 100 abilities that say this type of thing. Anyways, Free Guild Cavaliers. The relevant part about Free Guild Cavaliers here is we're talking about, 3 health, standard heavy cav. 3 health, 3 up save. They're damage 1, but they go to 2 on the charge. And they charge all the time. If this unit is in combat and has not charged this turn, then you can pick an enemy unit that is in combat with it and up to 1 friendly Free Guild Cavalier Marshal within this unit's combat range to be the target. If this unit's under orders, you just do the thing. Otherwise, it's on a 3-up.
Yeah.
This unit and the friendly target can suddenly charge, even if it's not your charge phase. And even if those units are in combat, both friendly units must end that move in combat with the enemy target. So, like, you still have to stay within range of the same enemy.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. But you're suddenly, like, running around them. And you could then go just fight something else.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. They like charging.
Yeah.
Which is fine. The Cavaliers, your Free Guild Cavaliers, are now 150 points. So straight up 15 health for 150 points type of unit. So there you go. To be honest, this is just 5-color human modern. Yes. Yeah, you can off-turn charge it. It's any charge time, right? I mean, like, whatever.
Yep.
It could be your turn. You could have rolled around and still be in combat with somebody on your turn. So, that's cool. I just joined. Is the Mighty Cogfort in the book? Oh.
Which one?
Barakai, you should be so excited. There's 6 Cogforts in this book, my dog. If you're a Cogfort fan, boy, there you go. Like, they're strong at 150. You're going to see plenty of units of these. I think in most people's armies, you'll probably see 2 units of these. Honest answer.
I mean, they're solid.
Sure.
I mean, they've always been good.
All right. The Gallants. So this is one of your the 2 new infantry type guys. You've got the Weapons of Gallantry. Boy, we just ran out of ideas for this one. 2 attacks, 3 spores, rend 1, damage 1. They've got not 1 step back. If this unit has not used a charge ability this turn, add 1 to the attacks characteristic and damage characteristic of this unit's melee weapons. Whoa. Okay. So this is part of your castle build that we talked about for sure, right? Like that's why I mentioned these guys with Talia earlier, or the priest, Malice, whatever guy. Because like that's suddenly crazy. These guys going to like 3 attacks and damage 2. Really good. Right. And then break them upon the walls. While this unit is under orders, the melee weapons of other visible friendly Sigmarite units, excluding Free Guild Gallant units, have anti-charge +1 rend while they're wholly within 12 of this unit. Again, it's such a castle bait. It's such a castle build, right? Like these guys want to just sit there, move up,
mobility.
Sit on objective. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's real issues of mobility here in this army, but there always has been for the humans.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Guess who allows them not to charge? You guessed it, the Cogfort. Yeah, there you go. William Owens with a super chat. Thank you for the super chat, William. Thank you to everybody who's super chatting. It's really appreciated. Do you have any good tips for Oasis bases? Yeah, so go back and watch a couple of my desert bases. And then basically you get yourself some UV resin, lay down a little blue or something like that underneath there, and or a little green maybe, depending on how fresh you want that water to look, and just do a little bit of that right on the edge of the base, and bing bang, there you go. Just that easy. Like, so the sand base one, the desert base tutorial I have, which is really easy, just get a very low grit paste and then shape it with a little silicone shaper tool so it looks like kind of dunes, and you're good to go. Okay, Free Guild Grenadiers. Other new guys. Oh, the Gallants. Sorry, how much are they? Okay. The Gallants are 5 for 130. They are 2 health guys. Okay.
There's a lot of like reinforced 20 wound units in this book.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Free Guild Grenadiers, 1 health, 4 up save. Your shooty guys with their Ruined Sweeper arsenal, 10-inch range, 1 attack, 4s, 2s, 2s, 1. So they've got kind of the old
Yep.
reverse flamethrower profile there, right? It's either 4s and 2s or 2s and 4s, depending on which way they decide flamethrowers work today, or grenade-like weapons work today. All right, so 1 in 10 models of this unit is a Cinder Gout. The champion cannot be a Cinder Gout. Okay. Declare. If this unit contains a Cinder Gout, pick a terrain feature or objective contested by this unit, then pick any enemy units contesting that terrain feature or objective to be the targets. Roll a d3 for each target. On a 2-up, they do some mortal damage to them. They light the thing on fire. Fun. Okay. Fine. Yeah, you don't want to get the Cinder Gout. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that. Make sure you get what stops gout. I don't know. Zinc? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Google it.
Don't eat too many fatty foods, I guess. Yeah, stay away from it. Stay away from flaming fatty foods. The Free Guild Grenadiers are 10 for 140. That shooting attack is quite short range. That's my only thing that I hate about it. And it sucks off turn as counter shooting, right? Going to 5s is like really bad. Of course, they could be your 1 unit you push to 3s to hit on turn with if they're under orders. So again, got to keep that in mind. All right. The Fusel Major on Ogre Warhulk. This dude, our previously, like this guy already existed. He's got his long Fusel. It's anti-hero +1 rend and crit auto wound. 24-inch range, 2s, 3s, 2, 2, 2. So very good shooting profile there. And then the Warhulk itself has his big mace, the big ogre. And one of the things Paul talked about in his video is, and this is true, this is like very unfortunate, but it is true. Paul pointed out, Tom, that the only other non-human peoples now in this book are just mounts. They're just mounts the human ride around on.
Sure. Makes sense.
That's not great. That doesn't feel great. Okay, anyways. Yeah. Amazing. Come to me, my sentient horse. All right. So, coordinate attacks. Once per turn, army your shooting phase. Pick a visible enemy unit within 24 inches of this unit to be the target. For the rest of the turn, add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by friendly Sigmarite units that are under orders that target that enemy unit. So, just flat out, +1 to hit for everybody on that unit. Everybody get that guy. Right? So, okay. It's fine. The Fusel Major is a hero, by the way. He is 160 points because he is a giant living all-out attack for everybody in your army. The great melting pot of Cities of Sigmar. Come, join us. Let us ride you around like a pack animal. Sure. Nice messaging. All right. The Ironweld Great Cannon. It's a big cannon. It's got 3 shots, 4s and 2s, rend 2, damage D3 +2. Once per turn, army any shooting phase. Pick an enemy unit that was targeted by this unit's shooting attacks to be the target. Roll a die, add 1 to the roll if this unit is under orders. On a 3-up, subtract 2 from charge rolls and run rolls from the target until the start of your next turn. This is one of the ones where, like, if you're under orders, it's not automatic, right? But it's still, it goes to like a 2-up. Okay.
Yeah.
-2 to charge rolls is very strong, though I would certainly hope that whatever I'm targeting with a great cannon, like ideally I'm de-incentivizing from charging anyways by killing it. But hey, there you go. As usual, this is a classic example of a thing I absolutely hate that is once per turn army because it doesn't make any sense at all. All right.
Sure.
The Great Cannon is 140 points, up 30. Sure.
Yeah, it's interesting because obviously these used to be taken in trios, and I don't see that happening as much anymore.
Sure. This is true that, like, you don't need to actually do damage to them with this. So this actually is a decent covering fire thing, right?
Yeah.
If you see a
Yeah.
unit that's going to come screaming into you or might not be able to get to exactly 3 inches, or even if they can, you can do this off turn. Like, yeah, you probably won't deal that much damage because it goes to 5s and 2s.
Yep.
But you just target them, and then realistically on a 2-up, suddenly they're -2 to charge. And -2 to charge is a big penalty for most armies.
Unless they're 3 inches out, like that, it moves the needle pretty significantly for charges.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, even at like 4 inches, it radically changes the math, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, it's pretty good. Again, I think the Great Cannon's fine. 140 points is fine. I don't dislike this. I like both of these guys. Does the other soggy battle trait only for cannons or War Machine, does it still exist pending the GHB? Oh yeah, that's right, because the soggy rules did have that cannon War Machine battle trait thing, right? I assume it still exists. The soggy rules still exist for now, so pending the GHB, yeah, it should still be a thing you can choose. I will be honest, I don't remember what they are, but sure. Whoops. All right, where are we at here? There we go. All right. The Fusiliers are our classic shooting unit. The Free Guild Fusiliers, 18-inch range, 1 attack, 4s, 2s, Ren 2, damage 1. Again, I like that profile. It's not bad. Terrible off turn on the counter shoot, but we already talked about what you want to be counter shooting with, so that's fine. While this unit is under orders, this unit's ranged weapons have shoot and combat, and you subtract 1 from the Ren characteristic of weapons used for attacks that target this unit. Seems pretty good. Like, actually quite a nice set of bonuses there. And then once per battle reaction, you declare a shoot ability for this unit, and this unit is in combat. This unit's Black Powder Squire is a token. Remove this unit's Black Powder Squire from the battlefield. Then add 1 to the rend characteristic of this unit's ranged weapons for the rest of the turn. So basically, you can rend 3, shoot your way out of combat. Right?
Great.
Yeah.
I like that.
Absolutely. It's where I don't want to be, and so an ability to get myself out of it is pretty good, right? But you're just not getting a lot of shots, right? Keep in mind, these guys are just 1 shot. So, like, yes, they have a champion. Unit of 10 puts out 11 shots. On average, you hit with 5.5. You wound with 4 of those. It's Ren 2, but it's damage 1, right? So you're just not actually getting a tremendous amount of damage out of them, right? But at any rate, the Fusiliers are 120 points. They went up 10. So they're not too crazy expensive. Seems fine. Then you got the Wildercorp Hunters. So they have, crossbows and dogs and stuff. And 6 and 11 unit and this are hunters, and 4-11 are dogs, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. The normal math.
Sure, as you will. Once return army deployment phase, pick this unit and up to 2 friendly non-monster, non-war machine Sigmarite units if none of them have been deployed. Set up those units in reserve scouting ahead. They have now been deployed, and then you can bring them into the battle later. Set up this unit on the battlefield wholly within 9 inches of battlefield edge and more than 9 inches of enemy units. Then set up each other friendly unit scouting ahead wholly within 12 inches of this unit and more than 9 inches from enemy units. So the key being is that, like, the other 2, potentially up to 2, because this is up to 2, people you pick, they come out 9 inches, which it could be on an objective in many maps alone right there. But then the other 2 units can be way out there, right? Because you can go 12 inches off of them.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's fine. It's a good sort of reserve trick. You have many good reserve type tricks in this army. The hunters are 120 points. Oh boy. Okay. Cog Fort stuff. Here we go. All right. So our basic cannonade Cog Fort, which has the Godbreaker cannon, the Breacher cannon, the cruise lead shotters, and then the little crushing iron feet.
This is what we're here for.
Yep. 25
This
health,
is
3 up
fodder.
save, 6-inch move, 10 control. Okay. All right. Once per turn army, any hero phase. Full power. Pick one or more of the following effects. For each effect you pick, give this unit a number of heat tokens equal to the number beside it. Launch countermeasures. Until the start of your next turn, subtract 1 from hit rolls for shooting attacks that target other friendly Sigmarite units that are, while they are wholly within 12 of this unit and under orders. Full throttle. For the rest of the turn, this unit's move characteristic is 10 up, or is 10 inches. 10 up, 10 inches. That's 2 heat. 3 heat. Calculate firing solution. For the rest of the turn, each time this unit uses a shoot ability, you can reroll 1 hit roll, 1 rune roll for shooting attacks made with this unit's Godbreaker cannon, which is nice because it hits on a 4-up base.
Yep.
And then get us out of here. 6 heat. For the rest of the turn, this unit can use shoot abilities, even if it used a retreat ability in the same turn. So, if you fire off everything, which you can do, pick one or more of the following effects. You can just, you can punch the Whopper button here. Okay. Then you accrue 12 heat. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after resolving this unit's full power ability, you must roll a number of dice equal to the number of heat tokens this unit has. For each 5 up, allocate 1 damage point to this unit. Ward rolls cannot be made for those damage points. Then remove 1 of this unit's heat tokens. What I love about this is just how fast, if you want to, you can kill this thing. You can commit seppuku, right? Because
maybe, like, because let's say you jump up to 12 heat, you're only taking on average like what, 4 wounds on a 25 wound base. Like, that's not a lot. Now, when you gain heat tokens the next time, you start at 8 and jump to 20, and then it would be a third of those. So then now you're going to take like 6 mortals and be down to 15. Like, it would take you a solid 3 turns of burning through all the wounds to do that.
I think you could definitely kill yourself by the bottom of 2. Punching this full force, because you would go 12 rolls, drop to 11, 23, drop to 22, 34, drop to 33, 45.
No, every time you roll the damage, you drop that heat token, right?
No.
I thought whenever you roll the 5+,
for each 5+. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, yes. Yeah. For each 5+.
So
no, I read it separately. For each 5+, you allocate 1 damage. Then you remove 1 of their heat tokens.
I think it's every time you roll the 5+, you damage yourself and remove. It's like radiation in Magic.
It's like it's like rad.
Yeah, like
I was reading as only 1 ever drops off per turn.
No, I think you're burning. Like, I think you're taking damage, and every time you take damage, you're burning off the heat, literally by taking.
Yeah, you're right. It is like radiation. Yes, I was reading those as 2 separate clauses, but you're correct.
No, yeah. I think that's how they intend it. Now, whether that's true or not, like, that's an FAQ.
I think you're right. So yes, you're right. So you'd go from 12. You're correct. You go from 12 to 8, 8 to 20, 15 to 27.
Yeah,
18 to 30. You could probably kill yourself at the bottom of 2, depending on your rolls. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's a lot of rolls. You're exactly right that each heat token is effectively, Gooball is correct then. Under that auspice, assuming you don't have the thing on it that just bleeds heat out automatically.
Yeah.
Okay. The 1 at the end of every turn. Every heat token is just you're just investing in a mortal wound that you may or may not get out of the game before you suffer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. These guys need to figure out how heat sinks work. That's all I'm saying.
Clearly.
The fact that you can't dissipate heat without damaging yourself, that feels like a real design flaw in these things. Okay. Next up, once per turn army reaction, you declare a shoot ability for this unit. If this unit is under orders, roll a dice. On a 3-up, pick one of the following effects. Null shot. The first time I read that, Tom, I did not read those as L's when I was reading the book the first time. I read them as the letter T. And this is a very different ability in my mind. Null shot. Subtract 1 from ward rolls for damage points inflicted by attacks made with this unit's Godbreaker cannon this phase. Okay. Heavy shot, add 1 to the Rend characteristic of this unit's Godbreaker cannon, so it goes to Rend 3. And Grape shot, after that shoot ability has been resolved, if all the attacks made with this unit's Godbreaker cannon targeted the same enemy unit, inflict D3 mortal damage on each other enemy unit within that unit's combat range. Okay. Cool. Yeah, just pour some Aqua Gyranus on it. It'll be fine. Absolutely. Where's our Aqua Gyranus double heat sinks? Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. So that's the Cannonade cog for it. This is a hero. As you mentioned, it is a hero war machine. The Cannonade cog fort is 530 points. It's a lot.
That is a lot.
Okay. YT, replace null shot. Replace the L's with T's. MN.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. They used all the Aqua Gyranus in the Soulbound campaign. Yeah. All right. Oops. Okay. The Conqueror Cogforts, the one with the big flamethrower.
Yeah.
Same general wheel, obviously. Its Realm Scorcher Flame Cannon has an 18-inch range, does 6d6 shots, which when you read that, Tom, how do you read that? In your mind, what is that? When you read 66, what do you read?
Like, what number do I read?
Yeah, what number do you read? In your head, what number is that?
21.
Sure. That is the mathematical average, correct. Or do you read it and go, do you riffs read it and go, but it could be 36?
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, that's there.
A little bit, you're like, it's 21. Like the reasonable part of your brain goes, it's 21. But the riffs part of your brain says, yeah, but it could be 36.
True. Could be.
2s and 4s, rend 1, damage 1, but it has anti-infantry +1 rend, and then the lead shotters are still there with shoot and combat and so on and so forth. Okay, deployment phase. All aboard. Declare, pick up to 1 friendly Sigmarite infantry hero and up to 1 friendly non-hero Sigmarite infantry unit that have not been deployed. Set them up in reserve. They're inside the cog fort. Okay. Overheating. Immediately after this unit's full charge ability, you must roll a number of dice equal to the blah, blah, blah. So on, it's like the other thing. So what can this one do? All right. Once per turn, army and a hero phase full charge. It is differently named than the other one. Okay.
Yep.
So you can include both cog forts and punch both of their whopper buttons. You can do that. Pick 1 or more of the following effects. For each effect you pick, give this unit a number of heat tokens equal to the number beside it. Breaching Assault. If this unit uses the Sally Forth ability this turn, melee weapons used by the targets of that ability have charge +1 damage for the rest of the turn. Full Throttle. For the rest of the turn, this unit's move characteristic is 10 inches. Repel Borders. For the rest of the turn, add 2 to the attacks characteristic of this unit's Cruise Lead Shotters and Crushing Iron Feet. Disengage Safeties. For the rest of the turn, the attacks characteristic of this unit's Realm Scorcher Flame Cannon is 22.
Wild.
Why not 25? Make it 25. Make it a real All
So
you're doing
average.
here is guarding against downside risk for 4 heat. Screw that.
Right. So it's average.
Yes. You literally get, well, you get 1 better than average. Great. All right. And then get us out of here. It can shoot and retreat, same as the other one. What's funny about this one, Tom, is if you full send this one, I mean, you're not going to because of the nature of its abilities, but if you did, it is 16 heat in a round.
Wild.
Okay.
Yep.
So sally forth once per battle, any charge phase. If this unit has not used a run ability this turn, pick this unit's passengers to be the targets. Okay. So the thing that people who are in reserve inside. Set up each target wholly within 6 inches of this unit and either not in combat or within ½ inch of an enemy unit. If a target is set up in combat, it has charged. Then if this unit is not under orders, this unit and the targets are under orders for the rest of the battle round. Because they couldn't be under orders because they were in reserve, and hence they couldn't have been picked earlier to be under orders.
Sure.
So suddenly they become under orders. Obviously, this is a very potent delivery mechanism, right? Like, that's what this is doing.
Yep.
The fact that you can just, like, pop these dudes out, get the charge plus 1 damage, like, probably the best ability on the table, which only costs 1 heat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just pop out, I don't know, many different things that could be potential targets for this. It's pretty great, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
But what's the points on it?
A great question. I'm glad you asked, Tom. The Conqueror Cog Fort is 440 points. So it is significantly cheaper, almost 100 points cheaper than the other one.
Right.
I predict a lot of Conqueror Cog Forts hit the table, honestly. I think this will be the more popular pick. The other one is basically just a giant battleship gun platform. Right.
Yeah. But that's so dangerous.
Sure.
Like just because it's a huge base and keeping people out of combat with it is tough.
Yeah. Let's return back to a unit. I want to go back to a unit here. Okay. Let's look at our free guild gallants again, Tom.
Sure.
Let's look at their not 1 step back.
Sure.
If this unit has not used a charge ability this turn,
yep,
add 1 to the attacks characteristic and damage characteristic of this unit's melee weapons. Sally forth does not in any way make the unit you pop out use a charge ability. They just count as having charged.
Sure. Sure.
So those lunatics pop out of this thing at 3 attacks, damage 3.
Just guns blazing.
Yeah. In combat.
Yeah.
So when I talked about go ahead.
That feels like it was designed to do that, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like that's what they wanted, even though it feels a little bit crazy.
Sure. Sure. Absolutely. If you've got multiples of these guys, which you probably don't, but if you did, you can sally forth with multiples of them. Now, again, you couldn't use the full charge on 2 different Conqueror Cog Forts simultaneously.
Yeah.
Right. So you wouldn't have the charge plus 1 damage on both, or the move 10 inches or whatever. Right. But, you know, like, it's a very strong combo. I think this book is probably not too spammy, and you'll see some good variants. When I saw this little combo here, which some people in the chat pointed out as well, I was like, I don't know. It's probably not good enough to run like 2 sets of that.
No. But somebody will definitely deploy that way.
Sure.
Like somebody will definitely build that way, though.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you don't have to land a charge. Okay.
Yep.
This thing, what you're going to pick is breaching assault and full throttle. Right.
Yeah.
You started 16-ish inches away. You fired at them with the flame cannon. You're just going to roll it. You're not going to pick disengage safeties because that's dumb. You're going to move up 10 inches and now be roughly 6 inches away. You know, that space, right? 6.5.
Yep.
You're going to pop your guys out immediately into combat without a charge.
Right.
Right. And then they're going to wreck face.
Yeah. They are going to shoot the face off of almost anything they're in combat with.
Yeah. So it's not bad. The Conqueror with Gallants, Thalia, and Knights, Wombo turbocharged shenanigans. Yeah. I haven't built it out yet with the points, but I have to wonder if, like, is there a play here with, like, the Conqueror, Cogfort, some hero, I don't know who it would be yet, and the Gallants, right, to pop out and be your melee crushers coming out of 3 damage. And then the Envoy and Thalia, and then a nice triple activation for the other side. There's probably something in that build. I just don't know what the points look like. But that
feels like there's definitely some abuse there.
Yeah. Like, that does feel like sort of the default as I read through the book.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And that lets you play with all the new toys.
Yes. Okay. The Gate Gargants, who I do love. I love these figs. I'm gonna use these guys actually to do 2 more man crushers for my Sons of Badmon army because they're pretty good. Anyways, Gate Gargants, 8-inch move, 10 health, 3-up save. Apparently joining the Cities of Sigmar gets you weaker. Normal little Gargants have a 12 health or whatever, but I guess
it's the modification.
You'd think they'd be eating better, but hey, who knows? So at any rate, they've got their scattershot cannons, which is 5 attacks, 4s, 3s, rend 1, damage D3, and their massive war mauls, 5 attacks, 4s, 2s, 2, damage 3, which is a good attack. These guys are kind of weird, and you can tell that whenever they name with a name like Aggressive Defenders. Okay. Pick up to 3 other visible friendly Sigmarite units in combat with any enemy units that are in combat with this unit to be the targets. Hold on. What? Pick up to 3 other, not them, visible friendly Sigmarite units in combat, okay, with any enemy units, got it, that are also in combat with the Gargants. So I have quad charged a unit, right? In an ideal scenario here.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Each target can use shoot and or charge abilities, even if it used a retreat ability in the same turn. In addition, no mortal damage is inflicted on the targets by retreat abilities for the rest of the turn. Okay. They close the door, I guess, and let people walk away. All right. And then once per turn, army, any charge phase, pick a visible, friendly, non-War Machine Cities of Sigmar unit wholly within 12 of this unit to be the target. Add 2 to charge rolls for the target for the rest of the turn. This is very good. This is a very good ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like. It's a very good ability for all the reasons we've talked about.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I hate it because I hate these guys, but sure.
Do you not like the models?
I don't. I
think the only part of it I don't like is their little helmets.
They're static, and it's stupid that they're carrying a gate.
Okay. Fair enough. Like what you like, man. They are 2 for 320 points. So, nah.
A little bit expensive.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then finally, The Donner's Triumph. This stupid terrain piece. And by finally, I mean there's still so much more to go. At any rate, the Donner's Triumph. I hate this thing. I hate all terrain pieces. This one is especially stupid. I want to just take a moment to say, I read the little lore bits. I read the little lore bit here. Okay?
Okay.
The way this thing is described as working in the little lore bit is not at all like how it works here. At all. At all. So the lore writer needs to talk to the rules writer a little more closely. Okay?
Okay.
All right. At any rate, it's got 8 health and a 4-up save and a 6-up ward. Sure, why not? Once per turn army reaction, you declare the normal move ability for a Cities of Sigmar infantry unit within 3 inches of this terrain feature. After the normal move ability has been resolved, you can pick a point on the battlefield within 1 inch of the unit that used that ability, and within 6 inches of this terrain feature, remove this terrain feature from the battlefield and set it up again within 1 inch of that point and more than 3 inches from all enemy units. Oh my God. How much text do we need to say it can move 6 inches? So much.
So much. So much.
But yes, that's what it can do. It can scoot around. So we have another mobile terrain feature, as long as there's somebody to haul this thing around. Yes. And then finally, any combat phase, Fury of the Faithful. Pick a visible enemy unit within 6 inches of this terrain feature to be the target. If the terrain feature is in combat, apply the effect below. Otherwise, roll a die on a 3-up, apply the effect below. For the rest of the turn, melee weapons used by friendly Cities of Sigmar infantry and cavalry units have crit auto wound for attacks that target that enemy unit. So you want to haul this thing into a fight beside you, and then everybody gets crit auto wound. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. Why not? Make all of the charges against you way easier because of this ridiculous thing that's floating around behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Obviously, like, the only things, by the way, in the like terrain and stuff that cost points are the Veteran Cannoneers is 40 points out of the Scourge of Gairan, and the Cosmopolitan Leader out of the Scourge of Gairan is 20 points. Everything else is free, just to round that out. All right. Oof. Okay, Tom. Armies of Renown. We got there. Jesus. All right. Time stamping this. Obviously, I use the Cogfort art because that is what we're doing here. I talked about the Armies of Renown, why I think they're just like a horrible miss from the beginning. I understand the Cogfort army is cute. It's like a cute thing. But where are the cities?
Yeah, there's no actual cities anymore.
Right.
This is more like Dawnbringer's Crusade, the book.
Yeah. All right.
Like, what is the difference between Hammerhall and Tempest Edge?
Tempest Eye. Yeah.
Tempest Eye. There we go.
Okay. Your roster options are the Cannonade Cogfort, the Emulator Cogfort, the Conqueror Cogfort, and the Linebreaker Cogfort. And you might notice, Tom, that like 2 of those, you're like, wait a minute, what are those? We didn't talk about those before. We talked about the Cannonade and the Conqueror. What is this Emulator and Linebreaker? Okay. Well, if you love Cogforts, buddy, get ready, because there's 2 more out of the 6 total you can use out of this book. Okay. So first off, you can also take for each Conqueror Cogfort and Linebreaker Cogfort, you can include up to 1 Malice Forge Priest and up to 1 unit of Free Guild Gallants. You cannot include Regiments of Renown or Faction Train. Yeah, they're just like, hey, there you go. No official Whirlwind's Edge rules. Yeah, really missed there. That's because my army has long ago been retired. We were that whole army was retired into the wilderness. All right, form up Iron March. Pick a friendly Iron March unit to use this ability. Then pick either one or two other visible friendly Iron March units wholly within 12 of it to be the targets. The unit using this ability and the targets cannot be under order as much each be of a different unit type. For the rest of the battle round, the unit using this abilities are under orders. Okay. So you can still be under orders.
Neat.
Right? Neat. You don't get the 4 other things, right?
Yeah.
But you can still be put under orders. And then Commanders of the Iron March. Castellan Captain Vian Filson. Sure. Add 1 to wound rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Iron March infantry units while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit and under orders. Commodore de Gracon. This unit and up to 1 other friendly Iron March war machine within this unit's combat range can use the normal ability as if it were your movement phase. In the deployment phase, you can pre-move 2 cogforts. And finally, any charge phase. If this unit charged this turn, pick a visible enemy unit within 1 inch and roll a die, and you do some mortal damage. And you set their control score to 1. Okay. Got it. So those are my heroic traits I'm giving to my cogforts. One of them. Well, I guess they're not actually the heroic traits. It's just like the things
Everybody gets it. Yeah.
Everybody gets it, yes. Okay. Great. Wait, are they meant to be the heroic traits? It says this unit. What are these meant to be?
Those are just Commanders of the Iron March abilities, right?
Oh, there you go. No, Commanders of the Iron March, Engineers of the Iron March, and Iron March Auxiliaries are unique enhancements that can be given to Iron March war machines. A unit can only have 1 of each unique enhancement. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, they're the enhancements. They're just that thing. Okay, that's what I thought. I was right. I thought I read that beforehand. Can't wait to run this AOR at a holy event next year. Yeah, Tori, this is definitely like the worst army to run at a holy event, but also the most fun you could have at a holy event. So again, agreed. Engineer. So you will pick one of these because they're enhancements. So they'll follow the normal rules for enhancements. So, all right. Engineers of the Iron March. Again, all just name stuff. If this unit is destroyed, so you got your choice. Your first one here is if this unit is destroyed before removing it from play, roll a dice for each visible unit, friendly and enemy within its combat range. On a 3-up, inflict an amount of mortal damage on that unit equal to the roll. The next choice is each time this unit uses the rally command, you can make 3 additional rally rolls. And the last one is this unit has a ward of 6 up and strike last. Okay. Sure. Can I just take like none of these? I don't want any of these. I mean, I'd take the rally thing. Sure, why not? It lets you, I mean, the rally thing lets you heal your heat damage better. So there you go. Each cog fort can take 1 of each type. Is that true? Okay. Our unique enhancements can be given to Iron March war machines. A unit can only have 1 of each unique enhancement. Huh. Okay. Huh. All right.
So what does that mean?
Like you could take 1 commander guy in there because the thing is built with like there's what the little models inside are like a commander and an engineer guy and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming like 1 of your cog forts, you could take one of the commander abilities, 1 of the engineer abilities, and 1 of the auxiliary abilities. Because the enhancement rule is normally built in that would stop you from doing that. Like it's there, but the general enhancements, because it's a unique thing, you can technically triple up. So 1 guy could have 1 of each one. Okay. I have to think about that. All right. Iron March Auxiliaries. This unit has Priest 1. Cool. Cog Fort Priest. That's fun. Broadmoor and Loose. Sure. Add 2 to the attacks characteristic of this unit's crew's lead shotters. In addition, if this unit is destroyed before removing it from play, roll a die on a 3-up. You can set up a free guild marshal and relic envoy wholly within 6 inches of this unit and not in combat. That unit has the Iron March keyword. I love that, like, those two just pop out. They're like, holy crap, let's get out of here. Okay. It means they're getting super buffed. Yeah. Like, because the normal enhancement rules are there, that would normally limit you from taking. Yeah, so you can just be like, this guy gets one of these. This guy, it takes this one, this one, this one. So like you're basically if you have 3 cog forts, you're using all of these.
Yeah. Okay. I don't hate that.
And then Master Sapper, blah, blah, blah. This unit's ranged weapons have anti-faction terrain +1 rend and anti-war machine +1 rend. Hilarious. You can put that, you get 1 from each of the 3 categories, and you can, yes, correct. So like cog fort number 1 can have, for example, yes, I see what they're going for now. And I missed this in the initial thing. I read it like a normal enhancement, but you're correct. Could be like, okay, the Castellan Captain Vian is the one running that, and then the engineer Kirsta, and it's a battle priest. So it's a priest that will do a bunch of damage when it dies, and it adds 1 to its wound rolls for combat attacks made by infantry while they're wholly within 12. And then the next one, my Emulator Cog Fort or whatever, has this one, and this one, and this one, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Okay, great. The prayer lore, you get one prayer. It's unlimited on a 4-up. Pick a friendly Iron March priest to chant this prayer, then pick either a visible enemy unit within 18 or a visible Iron March unit wholly within 12 that has not been picked to be the target of this ability this turn. To be the target, then make a chanting roll of D6. If you picked an enemy unit, if the chanting roll is an 8+, you can pick another eligible enemy unit to be the second target. Subtract 2 inches from the target's move characteristic until the start of your next turn. If you picked a friendly unit, heal D3, the target and the chanter. If the chanting roll was 8+, heal D3, each visible friendly Iron March unit wholly within 12, and that has not been healed by this ability this turn instead. So, cool. Fine. -2 inches. I don't know that that's like a huge deal, but sure. Great. The heal thing is what you want it for, because that actually is pretty significant, especially if you've got one of the regular Malice Priests in there too, just kind of following them around. Come on, guys! Or more realistically, probably being inside one and then popping out later. All right, so our new cog forts, the Emulator Cog Fort, same wheel. This has the Flame Cannon and the Breacher Cannon. So we've combined the small gun from the big guy and the flame gun. Okay. And similar profiles are what they were. And once again, it has its own thing called Power to the Maximum, which is one's return. So you have a choice of doing, for 1 heat, load triple shot. Your Breacher Cannon has crit 2 hits. Your middle gun. Go, go, go. When making charge rolls, you get to charge on 3d6, removing 1 of them and taking the best 2. For 2, get us in there. This unit's crushing iron feet have charge +1 damage. They go to damage 5. Okay, fine. For 3, load chain shot. Each time this unit uses a shoot ability after that ability has been resolved, if any enemy models were slain by attacks made with this unit's Breacher Cannon, for each model slain by those attacks, inflict 1 mortal damage on that model's unit. So, more damage, the chain whirls around. And then 4, disengage safeties. The attacks characteristic of this unit's Realm Scorcher Flame Cannon is 22. The same thing as the other guy. But and overheating works the same.
Yeah. Why are they only available in the Regiment of Renown or the Army of Renown?
I don't know. A good question. Why not just have these 4 builds and let them all be in there? I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird decision. I should state that obviously the 2 you take in the, like, that anybody can take are also different again. They're like different versions of the base too.
Right. I just don't get it.
The Emulator Cog Fort, by the way, is 510, Tom. So there you go.
That's a lot.
I mean, they put the extra scrolls and this Army of Renown is like they're trying to literally sneak a second army into this book. Yeah. It's just basically Gargants, but they gave them some infantry to not make the same mistake.
Yeah.
Right? That can be way more buffed than your Gargants, by the by, because of all the different things you can give them.
Yep. Yep.
Next up, the other one, the Linebreaker Cogfort. Okay. So this one has just the Godbreaker.
Did you say the Linebreaker Gargant?
Yeah, indeed. This one has just the Godbreaker cannon, so it doesn't have the secondary gun, basically. Okay.
Yep.
In the deployment phase, you can pick up to one friendly Iron March infantry hero and one friendly non-hero Iron March infantry unit that have not been deployed. So again, it would be like your choices here would be Priest and Gallant, because those are your only options of those two things, right?
Yep.
They go in reserve. Once per battle, any charge phase. If this unit has not used a run ability this turn, pick this unit's passengers to be the target. Set up the target wholly within 6 inches of this unit, either not in combat or within half an inch of an enemy. If the target is set up in combat, it has charge. Then if the unit is not under orders, this unit and the target are under orders for the rest of the battle round. So basically, it's the same ability as the other thing, but it's named differently. It's not Sally Forth, it's Venture Forth now, right?
Yeah.
They're both once per battle. Okay. Its little once per turn army, output to the maximum. Boy, naming these things must have just been like a real afternoon, huh? As we try to find like 4 different ways to say the literal exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So trample them to dust for 1 heat. Anti-monster +1 rend. Go, go, go. Same thing. 3 dice charge. Get us in there. Your Iron Feet have charge +1 damage. And then load heavy shot. Add 1 to the rend characteristic of this unit's Godbreaker cannon. But they all have to target the same enemy unit. So it goes to rend 3. And then full throttle. Its move characteristic is 10. Notably, this one is like the heat lightest one, right? Like even if you full sent this thing, you'd still only get to 8 heat. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's whatever. It's kind of funny. It's hilarious to me that you don't have access to the everybody bleeds a heat. Heroic trait or whatever it is, or Iron Weld. Sorry, it's not a heroic trait, but the thingy, the enhancement in the Cogfort specific one. Doesn't that feel like that should have just been in here? Like
Correct.
you just get it?
Correct. They should have understood the heat situation better in the all Cog army.
Right. So at any rate, there you go. That's this one. The Linebreaker Cogfort is, where is it at? There it is. Is 450. So it's down there with the other cheap one because of the single.
Yeah, that's like the man crusher Cogfort.
It's the you mean yeah, I know what you mean. It's the Kraken Eater of Cogforts. Yes. Okay. All right. So that's that one. That's that Army of Renown. Now let's talk about the other Army of Renown, the Allies, the Free Cities. All right. So this one is put in here as a joke that you're not going to actually use. Any non-unique cities, any non-unique Sigmarite units, so no Talia, no Zenestra, no Timu Dritzt, right? Any of that stuff. Any allies of the Free Cities Duradin units, any allies of the Free Cities Elf units, you cannot use Regiments of Renown. Okay. You must include 1 Sigmarite unit for each Elf unit and each Duradin unit you include. Form up, allies. Guess what this ability does, Tom?
It lets allies be under orders.
You are correct. Way to go. We did it again, people. We got there. All right. And then finally, the Forces of Order. While 3 friendly allies of the Free Cities units are wholly within 12 inches of each other, which is that's a real bubble to manage. And one of those units has the Elf keyword. One of those units has the Duradin keyword. And one of those units has the Sigmarite keyword. They get a 5+ ward against shooting attacks. They get +3 to control scores. And they get +1 to wound for their combat attacks.
F off. Like, God, I hate them so much.
Sure. Your heroic trait is we didn't bother to think about anything, so we're just going to give you the redeploy minimum 4 instead. That's nice. Your artifact of power is a thing that makes people go under orders and have a ward of 6 up. Okay. But it also makes their maximum control score 1, which is weird. Okay. So, okay, that's fine. And their spell lore is their little spell with pick a friendly allies of the Free People Cities wizard to cast the spell, pick an objective, and then make your casting roll with an 18. For the rest of the turn, melee weapons used by friendly allies of the Free Cities units have charge +1 damage if they target enemy units contesting that objective. All right. And your prayer lore is a friendly buff that if the chanting roll is 10+, you can pick another eligible unit to be a second target until the start of your next turn. Enemy units have a maximum control score of 1 while they're in combat with any of the targets. So everybody can just have a control score of 1. Let's just throw that around everywhere. My army's control score 1. Your army's control score 1. Great. Awesome. Boop. So who are these allies? Cool. Do I get to pick a bunch of like Fire Slayers dudes? No. No. You get these 2. Admittedly, they are like the 2 coolest units in Fire Slayers. Like the Flame Seekers are the coolest looking unit and the Hearthguard are neat. Right? And basically, they have their own abilities that they have. Okay.
Yeah.
But to use those abilities, instead of whatever the normal scroll would have, you need to be under orders. Otherwise, they're using their ability as a 3-up.
It's so frustrating to me because those Flame Seekers can't be reinforced.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
It is. I checked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just like this is all just ipsum lorem text. We shouldn't even be giving it the time of day. Like, this is disappointing. This should have been, if they're going to do this, this should have been a set of like regiments of renown for each of the cities, and each is customized to a certain city with whatever racial pairings are appropriate, like Settlers Gain or as in Lumineth or whatever.
Right.
Like,
it should be stated the Flame Seeker is the one that can't be reinforced. The other 3 can. Just
yeah,
for
the melee unit can. Yeah. Yeah, it's just trash. Like, this is not something that anybody is ever gonna be able to play.
No, I don't know what this is here for. Like, this is a poor stand-in for your old army. You have your old army for a year. I didn't want Wardens and Sentinels. Like, and again, it's just the same thing. Like, they have their abilities that are on their scrolls, but you either use them automatically if you're under orders or on a 3-up. Like, it's just the abilities off the Warscrolls. Yeah. So that's it. Those are the 2. You get those 2 guys. Admittedly, as I said, the Flame Seekers are like the one Fire Slayer unit that I do think looks legitimately cool. And then you get the Wardens and the Sentinels. So you can have like some pretty milquetoast boring units out of these other things. Just for completeness, the Flame Seekers are 160. The Wardens are 120. The Sentinels are 140. And the Hearthguard are 130. No, it's just it's the Warcry guys, Branu. Like, because the Flame Seekers were like originally Warcry guys or whatever kind of thing.
Yeah, any Warcry unit that comes in have like a bunch of weird odd dudes, and like they're all adventuring party style weird guys that all have like random one-off of this model or 3 of this model or whatever, and so that all gets super weird when you reinforce, and so they just killed reinforcement on all of those units.
Right. So there you go. All right. Look, we're not going to talk about it in detail because, good God, this show has went on forever. All right. If you haven't hit like yet, 3 hours and some time into this show, this freaking marathon, please do hit like. All right, let's bring these guys over. I should have sized these guys better. I'm sorry, everybody. I'll fix it. Okay. This is more just for general edification. If you're somebody who still has... Go away, stupid AI thing. I don't need you. I don't want you. Okay. If
we
you're
really
somebody
have
who
to
still
go
wants to
through all
use
this?
all your old models, then you would use this BattleTome supplement. You can use it for the next year. You have 2 new battle formations, right? One focused on Darkling Covens, one focused on Dispossessed, i.e. Dark Elves and Dwarves. And this contains all of your additional units. We're not going to go through these beat by beat. They do all have points. The Assassin is kind of the interesting one, admittedly. I'm sure he will actually see some play. The Assassin guy is 150 points, but he's actually pretty strong. The rest of it is what it is. Okay. Like, honestly, most of these guys' scrolls aren't very worth reading. Or they do kind of exactly what you thought it was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They still basically have something like their old rules. So what's in here notably that got pulled from the army, just for clarity, is Free Guild Marshal on Griffin, Steam Tank Commander.
All the old models.
All the old models, yes. The regular Steam Tanks, the Flagellants, the Battle Mage and Battle Mage on Griffin, the Luminarch of Hysh and the Battle Mage on the Luminarch of Hysh, the Celestial Huracanum and the Battle Mage on Celestial Huracanum, the Warden King and Rune Lord, the Gyro Bomber, Gyrocopter, Cogsmith, Ironbreakers, Iron Drakes, Longbeards, Hammerers, Assassin, Dark Riders, Dreadlord on Black Dragon, the Drakespawn Knights, the Drakespawn Chariot, the War Hydra, the Black Ark Fleetmaster, the Black Ark Corsairs, the Scourge Runner Chariot, the Charybdis, the Sorceress on Black Dragon, the Sorceress on Foot, the Blackguard, the Dark Shards, the Dread Spears, the Bleak Swords, the Executioners. My God.
Can we just take a moment and pour one out for the Corsairs?
Sure.
It's been a long run. But you know what? Those are just great models. Like, every time I've painted a Corsair, every single time, I've loved it.
Sure. Well,
Sad to see him go.
Absolutely. So there you go. That's your stuff. I'll just talk about the Assassin real quick because I think he is probably the one scroll worth doing. Everything else is just basically its old rules. The Assassin is anti-hero +1 rend, crit mortal, 6 attacks, 3 4s, rend 1, damage 2. This unit has strike first whenever it charges. And while this unit is within combat range of friendly infantry unit that has 5 or more models, and there are no enemy units within this unit's combat range, this unit is not visible to enemy units. So he can't just walk up. He's like a much better Whisper Blade. I mean, he is visible once he gets into combat.
This would be a great guy to carry that sword. +2 attacks and +2 rend.
Sure. 8 attacks, rend 3. Crit mortal. Sure. That is a perfectly viable thing you can do for right now. As a hero, he sucks because all of these guys, all of the heroes in these armies, they super ghettoized into like what they can take in their regiment.
Yeah. Oh, and as an aside, by the way, that Assassin against heroes would be rend 4.
That is true. That is true. Yep.
You almost don't need crit mortal at that point.
So yeah, I mean, rend 4, your crit mortal is basically just some extra sauce on top, right? Yeah, you're in the territory now. The Assassin, by the way, is like I said, he's 150 points. He's not cheap, but boy, can he do some work. Yes, if you hand him that sword, because you know he can get in there. He can just walk beside somebody else. The key is, he, like I said, with all these guys, with all the heroes from the old stuff, like, yes, the supplement is missing keywords. Like, they don't have the right keywords. I'm just assuming that gets fixed. Okay, like that.
Yep.
Yes, there are some missing keywords. The intent here is so clear. I don't think anyone's actually going to be like, well, you can't play that because it's missing the right keywords for this thing that's very obvious. Right. But the key is the Assassin and these other guys, they can only take like elf infantry, right? Or whatever.
Right.
Or Duradin. So like you have to be in hard on that type of thing, or have them just standing in a regiment by themselves if you want them. All right, Tom, we did it. We did it. We got there.
Seems pretty terrible.
Woof. All right.
Like,
so Okay, here's what let me summarize now here at the end. Okay. Like my thoughts on this.
Sure.
Um oh good. That's oh no, there we go. Okay. Look at my time here. All right. My closing thoughts. It's a shame to see all those other units go, even though you said it was probably inevitable. It's inevitable. Keep using that word. The Army of Renown that still lets you like pseudo back these other things in is a joke. The Cogfort army is weird and crazy. The cities itself has no representation. I talked about the reason why I think I might hate this book. And it's not just because it's now retired a second cities army that I've built over the course of this game. It's not that. I don't care about that. I think it's because it doesn't feel like it's has anything to do with cities. It just feels like this is the human army. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Like, this actually lost all of the feeling, the cosmopolitan feeling of the cities and all the city names. It's all gone.
It's all gone. No talk about the cog forts everyone can use or must be maintained the anti-ROR agenda. The cog forts that everybody can use, I talked about them last week in the Hangout. I went through them last week because I knew I would have access to that stuff. So I did talk about them in the Hangout last week. You can go see my thoughts there. I do think there's good builds in here. Like, I think this will be a highly competitive army. Like, we talked about that sort of build I see is probably the cannonade cog fort with like gallants and something else loaded up in it. And then you're using the to double activate and or sorry, to super smash. And then you also have like your 5 activation thing with like some steel helms. I'd have to build it all out to see what exactly you can fit in there. But it's probably a pretty playable army right there. And that's probably your whole 2,000 points. And I think part of what bothers me is that does jump out at me as like almost the most obvious build. Right?
Yep.
I think a lot of the units are just not actually that interesting. Like, I don't know that I care that much about the Fusiliers or the Grenadiers. I'm not sure they're actually doing much. The cavalry guys seem pretty good. I like the Steel Helm's very unique ability. It's a weird mix of things going on in this book. I think, here's what I think. This is not for me, but I don't think it's a bad book. I think that what's here isn't what I was hoping Cities of Sigmar would be.
Sure.
But I think that there are lots of Cities of Sigmar's players who will very much like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And part of that may break down to like when they got into cities. Part of that may break down to just like the style of the thing they want. If you really want that like careful, bubbly kind of, you know, detailed management army, it's going to be a good army for that, right? Like this will pay skill dividends 100%. Okay. Sometimes it's a little magical Christmas land with like setting up some of your things, but the power is there. And if you've got the skill to pilot it well, I think this will be a highly performant army. It has more movement tricks than I would expect. It's not like Tzeentch or something, but it's got some decent movement and reserve tricks.
Yeah.
And overall, like there are very capable units in here.
Sure.
So I think that like if you were asking me to give this book like an overall rating, it's probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10, just for like playability and stuff like that. If you asked it to be my personal sense of what I wanted on a cities book, it's like a 5 at best. Right? I'm separating my personal taste from it, from like how I see it in the ecosystem.
I'm not. Yeah, I'd say I'm not even sure in the ecosystem that this is like a 8 or 9.
I don't know.
Like
8 or 9's high. I said 7 or 8.
well, sure, but even 7 or 8, like from a mobility standpoint, like you have riders, you have a little bit of teleporting, and then you have cog forts that can move at like maybe 10 if they give themselves heat. What other mobility do you have in this book?
Well, that's just it, right? It is like it's a lot of, I agree. It's not a super highly mobile army, but it's also not slow. It's definitely in like the upper middle. You've got plenty of good cavalry units that can do like fun off-turn countercharging. They can charge even if they're in combat. You've got Timu Dritz who can like hit and then just leave and not get hit back, right? You've got multiple different like reserve and weird setup tricks. The Cogfort poop you directly into combat tricks. Like there's stuff, but yes, it's not, again, it's not Zinch or something, right? Yeah, and I think that's fine. I think it's a strong book. Like if we're just talking about like competitiveness, I think it's a strong book.
Yeah.
I just think it does rely, like, I think it's also a very skill testy army at the same time. There'll be like a lot of, oh, that's right, the spell. Yes, thank you, Brano. The move spell. That's another good point. There is the move spell that hits everything except war machines. That's a big bubble. You know, the crazy stuff with Erasmus. Like, I think that dude is actually like a legitimately kooky, interesting hero. That guy has like a lot of different power in him.
Yeah, probably.
So,
like, if he can get to the right corners of the battlefield and it makes sense for him to be there.
Sure, which in a lot of cases it probably will. He probably can, rather. Because if you're taking him, you're taking the teleport thing. You're probably taking the teleport thing anyways. Because it's just like really good.
Sure.
Right? It just gives you like the wildest swip swap icky shuffle ability. Even if you only end up using it twice in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your hammer unit is obviously the gallants. The cav hits decently hard, but not incredibly hard. They can keep their charge damage on most of the time because they can just keep charging, right? So they're decent. Your gallants are like your real big hammer, right? So, yeah. I think it relies a lot on like you having your little thruples, stay under orders, using the right abilities at the right time, skill testing exactly the right stuff. Do you know when to punch which whopper button how? And I think for the high skill players, it will perform. It will be a highly performant army. I think if you like looked at if you took its overall win rate will be in the 50s, maybe a little problematic, maybe a little below problematic. But if you then ELO'd that out and like separate into high yellow and low yellow players, it will be like super bifurcated.
Sure.
Right. So, yeah. There you go. Hey, Reds, how you doing? Good morning from the UK. Yes, it is. It is early morning in the UK right now. You're up quite early. I'm sad to see my elves and dwarves go, but they are all suddenly mixed race steel helms. Yes, indeed. A lot of long beards and all those kinds of things suddenly joining the steel helm ranks. Absolutely. For sure. All right, Tom, any final thoughts as we end this marathon thing before I lose my voice? I was also this has been a long one. I was at a conference all day, talking all day at that conference. I had like hours of presentations I gave. And then I flew back here, did this for a long show. This has been a long day, my man. But thank you, Tom, for sticking out with me.
Of course. Yeah, it's fine. Like I'm not that taken. It's interesting because I went hard, obviously, into cities, like the new human cities. Like it's what I wanted to run.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they released all of that, and I pivoted on the last book, right, kind of deeply into human cities, and now I'm just like, like none of this moves me. None of this really interests me, and I'm not really interested in investing in 2 to 4 cogforts.
Yeah, it's like a very particular play style, right?
Yeah.
And I'll say, like, for those people who this hits with, they're gonna really love it. Like our buddy Dan, like he read this and it was exactly what he wanted to play with, right? So like it did land for him. He was super jazzed for this, and I'm happy for him. I don't like, again, I think it's a good book. Maybe not a great book, but I think it's a good book. I just don't think it's a good book for me, and that's okay. I can separate those two things out. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks, everyone. Really appreciate you watching. This was a bit of a long one. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you to everybody who super chatted. It really does help, especially with these long marathons. Keeps us going. Thank you everyone who talked and chatted and corrected my mistakes whenever I missed something. I really do appreciate that sort of thing. It's hard for me to take this whole book in like a 1 week time period. But you know, we got 2 armies here. You got your Cogford army and you got your normal army. We snuck a second army in, so it's 26 armies now. I stand behind that. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, Repent Ye Foolish Gods, Adam and I's newest game, launches on the 5th of June. Check it out. There's going to be all sorts of stuff we're going to do. By the way, the next episode of Snarlcast that comes out on June 4th is going to go into detail on the game. We're actually going to talk a bunch about the game before we launch it, so you can hear a bunch about it and get all excited for it. So there you go. So check out Snarlcast. Everything, all other podcasts, Fireball, Gazebo, and Snarlcast are linked below. Affiliate links are down there. Maybe you want to pick up the new Monument one-step paints and you haven't already. My most recent hobby cheating was all about those. You can use the Monument link to save yourself some money on those new paints. So that's awesome. Check that stuff out. Hit up those links. It really does help a great deal. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. As always, we'll see you next Wednesday. And do not forget to start rolling dice.